I don't care. I don't care. I have no sympathy. Don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry. Oh, hello. It's Thursday, which means we're live from the Plungeon. WJR, Wumbo, I don't give a shit. I don't care. If you guys missed my little epic rant on Schiller's stream the other day about caring less, you guys gotta check that out. I might get into it again tonight with the audience here. I'm all about it. So we're gonna have a really fun time tonight. We're gonna start out talking Top Shot, go back to our roots, really hammer home what's happening in the Top Shot universe today. There's a lot going on. It's exciting. It's awesome. It's cool, and we've got some cool guys talking about it. So LG Doucette from the First Mints here. I'm gonna bring him out in a few minutes. Chugs and Bugs as usual. Taylor and Greg couldn't make it tonight. I think Taylor needed to sleep or something. I don't know. Maybe it's a cat situation. Allergies. Who knows? Greg, I think, is in Vegas with kids. Like, I don't understand. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, why would you go to Vegas with kids? So, I mean, it's coming up on pool season, but like, it's a curious choice. There's been a lot happening in the world. But we're here to talk Top Shot. And then, you know what we're going to do later? We're going to talk Zed Run, because the Plunger Pastures are getting into the business tomorrow. And I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, not less than no idea. I haven't done any research. I see things on my Twitter feed. I'm sure you do too. But like, I literally don't pay attention. So what we're going to do is have Quadzilla and JVB come on and tell us what we need to know. Like, step by step, this is what we need. This is how you get into the drop so that we're all prepared for tomorrow. So that's the show. That's what we're going to be talking tonight. It looks like Steph's having her CP3 birthday party. So if you're not over there, I don't know if they're doing cake, but like, hey, feel free to jump over. And once they're done with cake, just come on back. And we'll still be talking Top Shot and Zed Run and not about CP3. So without further ado, let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend, LG Doucette. How are you, my man?
Hello. It's good to see you again. Plunge.
It's so good. It's been too long.
It make it sound like we literally haven't spoken since being on stream together, which
we literally talk every day.
It'd be really weird if that was the case. So it's but this is like, I don't think I've been on a stream in a really long time.
Yeah. I think the last time I saw you, I think it was when you were on
what did I do?
It was like an interview thing. You were like on someone else's stream for something. It was maybe Schiller's. I don't remember.
Yeah, I was on Schiller. Yeah, I was on Schiller's stream like
which was great
2 weeks ago.
It was awesome. Like, and I love the new room. Everybody in the chat, those LEDs, super good, right? He over here in Space Capsule. I agree. I love the vibes. It's very crypto. It's very authentic crypto. It seems that way. Are the walls purple, or is that just the LEDs?
Oh, well, here's, I've had like this, I got all this gear in, and I have a bunch of like crazy ass gear that I still haven't put up and I don't know what I'm going to do with. But basically I had this huge dilemma, Plunge, where it was one of those cases where it's like, I went to the store and I was like, okay, I got this, I had all the whole swatch, all the paints, right? All the things. And it was like, tried them all on the wall and tried them with the camera. I was like, okay, cool. This one, like, I want to go like purple because it's kind of first mint colors, but I don't want to go too purple. I want to go a little blue. And then I painted, and then it's just like, I'm like, okay, it just looks blue, like cold, dead blue. You know what I mean? It's just like, if you paint your room blue, it better be the bathroom, because otherwise it's cold. You can't paint your bedroom like baby blue. That's kind of what happened. So it's like, if you look closely, it just kind of looks blue. But what's nice about these lights, I can't control them right now. I should be able to control them, but I can't control them. They're set forever at purple, so it kind of looks purple. And eventually, I'm gonna try and I got these other things. I got this microphone too, so it's nice. So serious upgrade all around. But I also have these these things.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
These like cool, like stream, like these things. But I'm like, the thing is that if they're all the way back here, like they're supposed to be like noise, like noise pads,
noise absorber,
right? So it's like, but if they're all the way back here, like that doesn't do shit. So it's like kind of a weird thing.
That's it.
All the way back there.
Yeah, it dampens
from like
the
10
echo.
feet away. Okay,
that's what maybe I'll try
them.
Yeah. That's what they're for.
Okay, well I'll try them right now. Literally, what I do is like when I record the podcast, I literally record it like this. I just make like my own studio set up like this. So I'm like, "What's up, everybody? It's LGG set." Like that's literally that's like pretty much on that level to try and make it so that Jesse, the editor, doesn't like kill me. So that's pretty much that's the secrets of the studio. But yeah, this is the first debut of this new look, and.
Hey, well,
anyways, how are you? How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time, Plunge. How are you? Yeah,
we literally, for anybody
great.
that
I love it.
Know, we literally talk every day. But Caruso, thank you. He's saying, hey, let me help you out with those. He's my in-house sound engineer. He gets paid well.
I know,
if anybody needs sound editing help, he's for hire.
Does he get paid in plunge tokens? You pay him in plunge tokens yet, or what?
You joke.
Oh.
You joke.
Okay.
Don't joke.
I like that.
Don't joke.
That was a question.
Legit question.
Legit question, man.
So I'm not. I'm unlike some people in the business. I'm not going to say that my token is coming out when it's not, and I can't deliver on that thing. And then I'm not going to say, here's all the things that I did do, even though I didn't deliver. And I'm not going to come out and say it's on me, even though when it's on someone else and all those other people that you hired to do the thing.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
You talk about some kind of celebrity or something like that this week.
So I did have an epiphany. So for anybody that doesn't know, I'm talking about VeeFriends and I make fun. And that said, I did have an epiphany and I was angry about some things with VeeFriends. And then I got not angry when I realized, you know what? I'm not the target demographic here. And I don't care. Like, it's okay. It's okay that like, I don't care to have access to Gary Vee. Like some people want that. And it just gives, and I think it was talking with MBL in a private chat where in sort of, he had a public discourse on Twitter about it too, but like formalizing access to your community and sort of the token gating that you were talking about in your podcast earlier this week, plug the podcast, great episode, short, but substantive, highly recommend listening to it if you have not. But the idea that like, not everybody has to care or want the token to the community that you're gating. And that's okay. Like, it seems like, with Top Shot and all these other things that we have, if there's FOMO from a financial perspective and maybe a community perspective in a lot of these cases, but not everything needs to be for everyone. And that's okay. Like, and when I got to that realization, I was sort of like, okay, I wouldn't care about the puffy pangolin or whatever, but like some people might. And like playing ping pong with Gary Vee might be like the thing that you really care to spend $5,000 on, in the same way that spending $50,000 on Zellers is like what Arsenic's all about. Like people care about different things. And you know what? It's okay that I don't want to have breakfast and do like the brunch bear, and it's okay. I just don't have to care.
It's okay. And the thing is too, is that with token gating, it's something I didn't mention in the podcast, is that you're very much like replicating Patreon style tiers. Right. It can be very, very similar where you say, and some people that are streamers or other kind of like online celebrities, like they literally do a Patreon tier where you just like watch them at work during the day, where they're not even interacting on stream. They're literally just typing on their computer, and that's what you get to watch. So I think it's interesting for Gary to take that. And I don't think he's ever really done like a Patreon, like tiered access type of thing. For him to take that and explore that into NFTs. Like my overall thought there is that it's like, hey man, the more people like him that people look up to and look to for advice and look to as the trendsetter, the more people like that coming in and saying like,
good thing.
Hey, like I want to build in this space. I want to bring my community into the space. I want to get some of the community in here and I want to start making some cool shit. It's good. And the other thing too, with like innovation and NFTs, like totally, like you get it. And a lot of people get it. That's like, man, there's so much we're going to be able to do, but you can't start at like a 1 or a 2, where right now we're at a 1 or a 2. We're like, yeah, swipe your credit card and buy a LeBron. It's an NFT and you don't know what that is. Or tomorrow, like, oh, you're finally going to, get your MetaMask and your wrapped ETH and you're going to buy a horse. Like, okay, that's like a 2 or a 3. The next Gary Vee can't come out with a 10. You know what I mean? He can't come out with like the most intricate NFT like structure. He could, but nobody would understand. You know what I mean? Like even if he's smart enough to do it, he's still got to do stuff. Like we're still, in terms of all of us like learning about this stuff and adopting it, we're still at 2 or 3, and we got to move from 2 to 3 to 4 as a giant group of people. We can't just make stuff that's like way beyond, because nobody will get it, right? So I'm glad you guys are doing. Nobody will care. I'm glad you guys are doing the Zed thing later, because I'm really hot in education, and I know that one. It's like some people don't know their way still around MetaMask, and also understanding the transition to Matic with wrapped ETH and how that works. I think is going to be really valuable. And it's going to be like Quad's, and Quad is the master in all that stuff. As you know, with Zed, he knows everything about the horses. So really good to have him on as well.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I'm happy to have you on and talk shop. And get back to some Top Shot stuff, because there's been a lot happening. And when I was kicking around and DM with you, like, hey, what are we going to talk about tonight? The things that came up in my head were things like, all right, where are we at with Cool Cats? Where are we at with the ticket stuff? Where are we at with the challenges that just ended? Where are we at with some of the speculation stuff? Where are we at with playoffs? And I do want, as we're going to start talking Top Shot, I do want to bring in the third leg of the tripod tonight, Mr. Chugs and Bugs, the finger painter himself.
Wow.
Because I think
Mr. Casual.
Cheers.
With the shorts. Oh man.
I'm just hitting refresh on my freaking account so I can see when my stupid Levine gets.
No, you don't have it yet? You don't have Levine yet?
Oh, I just got it. 83.46.
Hold on, let me check mine. Okay, so everybody, apparently the Zach Levine's dropped 5760. 5760. That's my favorite number.
I got like
completely irrelevant number.
Oh my god.
5760. 5760.
Man.
I'm all in. I am. Wait, no, hold on. Why did I get that? Why do I have that in there?
While you're
someone
silent.
gift me stuff? Someone gifted me stuff.
Tell me what you're drinking there, Chugs.
Shameless plug for the audience. So tonight we are having Smoke Wagon out of Vegas. Shout out to Greg Murray out in Sin City. It is uncut. It is the uncut, unfiltered expression of the Smoke Wagon line. We are dealing with 115 proof, so it'll get you drunk.
Nice.
Tonight I am drinking a 2021 Bubbly sparkling water. It's not quite vintage yet, but I've got some that I'm going to keep in storage to be. Then they will be vintage tomorrow when I drink them. And I want to tell you a funny story about keeping carbonated beverages. I told this to Chugs the other day, but when I was in college, we had a bus. I went to Notre Dame, so we had a bus that would go to Kentucky Derby every year, and it left at like 4:00 in the morning. And my senior year, the fall semester, Four Loko was the thing. I don't know. Did they like distribute Four Loko in Canada? Oh yeah. Buddy. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
actually, I think it was illegal. It was illegal here for a while. It was illegal here after that guy died. It was illegal. They were like, no, we're not selling that.
Right.
They're not selling that.
Shotgunning him has a heart attack. Yeah.
Yeah. That was gone.
So,
the plunge. I missed it.
Yeah.
I missed the plunge internet. the plunge in connection.
I don't know what happened there. It was
down. That was the
plunger net.
I had that like, oh no, not again. But anyway, so that first semester, it was like still the caffeinated crazy stuff, like the crack, and then like they outlawed it. So one of my buddies kept a case of it from like November on. So it's like May. It's 6 months old at this point. He's like, I'm going to crack out the good stuff. We're going to drink like the real Four Loko on the way down to the Kentucky Derby. I had like half the can, puked my guts out because it was skunked. It was awful. I had the worst day, one of the worst days of my entire college career. They're missiles,
they're like
man.
Boys, right? Yeah, they're missiles.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was literally, it was atrocious. I had no fun. Like I was just miserable all day. Everybody else was having a blast. I'm on the infield. It's like, I'm feeling like crap. I just wanted to go home. Like I couldn't afford anything because it was like May. Yeah. I'd like spent all my money from the semester and I hadn't, it's like I'm broke. Like I can't buy the $10 mint julep or whatever the hell they sell down there. It was just like an awful day. So anyway, I need to go back to the Kentucky Derby at some point. Yeah. So anyway, that's.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had a rough Four Loko experience,
please.
man. I never tried it. I never actually tried it. When I was like 12, I just drank
So
Jolt
good.
Cola. Did you guys ever have Jolt
yeah.
Cola when you were a kid?
Heard
That
of
was
it.
like
we had Surge
that was like
too.
Oh yeah, well, it was
Surge
like
was good.
Surge. I never heard of that. I never heard of Surge.
Did you have
when I was
Dr.
12,
like
yeah,
offshoots of Mountain Dew? Basically, it's that green like mega caffeinated soda. So
Only the
gross.
best. Only
That's
the
nasty.
finest. Only the finest.
Man.
So anyway,
so
but we
so we're gonna drink Four Loko and talk Top Shot? Is that what we're gonna do?
No,
Every time you say Top Shot, you drink a sip of Four Loko. Is that the game you want to play?
To you. The stream is brought to you by Four Loko.
You gotta get sponsored by Four Loko.
Hey, if the Four Loko reps are out there and they want to, I will shill anything.
Hit us up.
Let me know if you need me to be sponsored by like Rockstar Energy Drink, and I'll put it up a sign. I don't care. I'm a corporate sellout. That's okay. Let me know if you got something that you're going to pay me to show. I'm all about it. So anyway, we're going to talk Top Shot. LG, what do you wish you could talk about on your podcast, but you can't because it would get the masses too riled up? And let's talk about it.
Oh man! Well, what the hell? So wait, you want me to then rile the masses up now on your show instead of dropping it on the on
because far fewer people.
That's an excellent question.
Than listen to your podcast.
You don't.
You have 50,000 followers. I did see that you crossed the threshold. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. I mean, you guys are all part of the family too. So the big group thing there, but we did pass 50, which was great. Super fun. Still not verified. Twitter, what's up?
I don't know what's going on
give us
there.
that verification maybe sometime soon.
No blue check
we're
mark.
doing all these spaces and promoting all your new features. We're using Review, which is Twitter's like newsletter thing. We're doing all this Twitter stuff. So it'd be nice if Twitter gave us a little help out. But that's nice. Okay, no, back to your question. That's an excellent question, Plunge. What do I wish we could talk about? I mean, I love to speculate. Phil D loves to speculate like crazy. I wish we could do it more. I was trying to talk about like recap what's happened, but also talk about like what's coming up as well, what might happen, but try not and overextend. I honestly think and I was kind of writing down some notes earlier there, Plunge, we're talking about this is like, I really think the idea of like airdropped rewards of some kind is very much on the way soon. Like the idea of, and we'd floated that theory a while back, which is now clearly not going to happen, of like, if you had finished these Cool Cat challenges, you would then be given the new Cool Cat moment, right? And there's still Jacob hinted earlier on another stream that something different's going to happen for the next one. So who knows what that's going to be. But anything, and I'm not just talking Cool Cats, I mean anything else that's like you've completed this and now you get to do this. Like again, that token gated access, but now token gate rewards for having completed certain tasks, I think is very much on the way in Top Shot. And that's another part of like the juju magic of Top Shot, that it's like it keeps you guessing all the time. Like right now, we're getting new moments minted, and it's kind of like it's cool and we're excited, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, 40 more base moments. Like, okay, forget it. Don't know half these guys. Whatever.
I saw your tweet.
Random
ask. Half of those guys, like, literally have to Google who that is. I'll be honest with you. Like, I tried my best to follow the NBA, but some of those guys, I'm like, I don't know who that is. And the new supply, like now new supply is coming, so it's only so exciting unless it's gonna be like a hollow or even throwdowns rare set is cool. But I think what's really going to start to happen is like based on this like new collector score thing. And then also like whatever's happening with baller status, whether that becomes collector score or even just how challenge rewards are going to work from now on. I think the idea of like in marketing speak, we call it surprise and delight, where you like literally shock people with something cool that's happening. I think that Top Shot is going to start to do that with us very soon. And I've been saying this for a while as well, is that we know that Top Shot is not marketing right now, and at some point they will, and they're stocking up their marketing team. We're seeing that publicly.
Yep.
If you're Top Shot and you're going to be like, okay, by the end of the year, we want 2 million more people on the platform. As soon as everything's fixed and ready and we can handle the scale, we want 2 million people more. The first thing you'd have to do is turn all us 200,000 people and maybe us like 50,000 out of that hardcore users, right? You want to make us happy. you want to make us be like, man, Top Shot's the friggin' best in the world. And a lot of us just got screwed on like purchases from the last 2 months where it's like, you bought like I bought like a Trey Young metallic for like $2,000 or something like, everyone got kind of screwed in one way or another with the market depreciation. So you got to turn that, if you're Top Shot, you want to turn that frown upside down. You can't manipulate the market to make it go huge. You can't just blow up the market again because it's not going to be healthy long term. So you got to give people things in a different way. You got to make them happy, right? So that's the thing I don't talk about too much, but I would speculate on is like, man, if like you want me to say if I'm an average user and you want me to say nice things to new people coming in Top Shot, make it worth my while, man. Like give me someone to talk about that I'm going to say like Top Shot's the best. You got to join because they do all this cool shit, So that's kind of like where I'm going at.
Yeah. And I think Mike brings up a good point here about one of the core criticisms being like rewarding the OGs and
yeah. Plunge.
Yeah. I think you're saying they reward the OGs more than like the newcomer, kind of the casual user at this point, which
totally.
I don't know.
But
you can speak to it.
Yeah, I mean, like I think rewarding the OGs of like the people who were here before during closed beta. I hope that that's done. Like, I don't mean as in like, hey, if you're one of the first 200 users and you own like 50 legendaries, like you get an extra prize. Like, I think that should stop, and they're clearly changing like this collector score thing in baller status to try and reflect that, because a lot of people have complained where in baller status it says like, okay, you have to have collected like 10 legendary
20 legendaries.
Yeah, and it's like, nobody can, you can't even freaking get one, man. Like that's impossible. So that's never going to happen, right? I think what we consider the OG has to change, right? If you're talking like Axlo and Libuary and even me, like that is like maybe OG, but it's like, I think like literally the line is like right now in terms of OG, even in the collector status or baller status, there's that thing now for early adopter that says like, collect whatever moment before May 22nd. Right. So who knows what that's going to mean? I literally think that it's like, I think there'll be a point in the future where anybody who was here during beta or maybe even before that date, the start of the playoffs, is considered OG. And we are the group, like me, you guys, Mike, who just commented, that's the group of OGs who are going to start to benefit from this stuff. I just think stuff like the gift. Remember the gift, which we needed.
Do I remember the gift?
Was it Hollow Icon? What pissed everybody off? Was it Hollow Icon? Was it made everybody mad? All the stuff.
Well, yeah,
everything like January 25th to like March 5th. Yeah, everything was pissed off. I just think there's going to be more variations of the gift for more people coming in one way or another. So, yeah,
maybe but I think you know what they should do is just give the rest of the gift out, because they held like 20,000.
Yo, where is the rest of the gift, man? Yeah, yeah, like half of it, literally like 44,000 of each, just sitting there somewhere. Like what the.
Yeah. Just in case, it's for all of those customer service issues that they were anticipating. Like, if you're dropping packs 3 times a week, why do you need to keep?
But they've been doing this though. Hold on, but they have been doing this, right? Remember what was the Dapper Credit Day? Where like Phil got like $200 or something
money.
Like that.
Yeah, everybody.
I didn't get any money. I didn't send any customer service complaints. Yeah,
neither did I. I got no money.
But there's a history there. There's a history of like, okay, you were here for this, you get this. You had a problem with this, you get that, right? Like even in Cool Cats, everybody lost their friggin' minds. First of all, with the Karl Anthony Towns thing, you guys remember that, right? Where it was like, hey, if you owned a Crypto Kitty before like January 20th, you get 3 like, Karl Anthony Towns. It was like, what the fuck? But it's like, hey man, it's like
reward the Meebit people.
Yeah, why not?
What? Wait, what do you mean?
Why not? Reward them a little bit more. Just give the CryptoPunks people a little bit more. Like they got just give them some
Plunge
more.
is getting salty. Plunge is getting salty now.
But hold on, this thing is like, I think you have to understand is in crypto and NFTs, like outside of Top Shot, like of course there's rewards for being an early adopter. The fact that you're an early adopter, like if you bought ETH a year ago, you're a friggin' OG early adopter of ETH because you literally got like a 35x on it at this point.
Right.
Because it literally created $100 like in like March or April last year. So what I'm saying is that there's obviously always going to be rewards to be somebody early in a trend. What I'm saying is that Top Shot is going to keep building new layers of early adopters in Top Shot, right? So it's like some of us benefited from the gift, some of us benefited from the customer service, some of us benefited from being here early. I still think that entering now, you will benefit from being here early in different ways. It's essentially like a series of doors that close, and if depending where you were in at which door, you get X reward. But I think like literally if you join now, I think you would still get some kind of cool rewards in the future for having joined now, technically as an early adopter or a beta tester or whatever you want to call yourself. So I think there'll just be more stuff. And again, the mission from Top Shot, just make us happy, man. Just make all the people who are pissed off, whatever, make us happy before you bring in all the new people. And then all the new people come in and we're like one big happy community. It's like, man, Top Shot's so great. So happy you're here. Right. Like that's what you want.
Sure.
So
yeah.
Anyways.
Don't ever call me a beta again.
Yeah.
LG. I'm an alpha.
We're all alphas here, man. This is a happy alpha group of coexisting alphas.
We're in beta.
Big brain.
Stop calling me a beta, Jacob. I'm an alpha.
Has anybody said that in office hours? I want to see that comment in office. I want to see that in the Discord, man.
Don't call me beta.
Take offense being called a beta.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. What do you? Is there anything off topics for you guys, Plunge? These days on your show, is there anything you wish you could talk about that you can't? Other than, I mean, like,
no, I'm
nothing too crass. Hold on, yeah, hold on. I'm gonna bring that question back. I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that question back.
I keep it generally pretty real. I would say. I would say that that's like that's a hallmark of the live from the.
That's one of your strengths, man. That's one of your strengths.
Don't care in the title.
Don't care. I think that's why they're not inviting me back to do like the streams for hosting the drops though. I think they're worried. Which is probably okay.
Hey man. Yeah, I don't we got the call once, man, and you were on for Seeing Stars, the third Seeing Stars drop that Saturday morning.
I did hear I was listening in on Rook Hizzle, who did the last one, and I was like there towards the end, and I hopped in and I was listening in, and I started interacting with him, and I was like the only person chatting in the thing, so he was like going back and forth with me, and I was kind of ribbing him a little bit, and he goes, "Yeah, so they like called me this morning and asked if I could do it." And I was like, "Dude, you did a 4-hour stream for them on 3 hours notice."
Impressive,
like,
man. That's incredible. Hard,
it's super hard.
It was a while back. I think it was that week before the All-Star game or whatever, or sometime around then. And Overzet did like 3 or 4 streams in 1 week of like 3 hours each. And I sent him a message after I was like, dude, you streamed for like 12 hours this week, man. Like that is impressive. It's so hard to be the host and to keep the conversation going and to have different guests come in, Plunge, right? Like you've been doing it for a while now. So it's like, it's really hard.
Been here last week, LG.
What, for your marathon, your freaking your giftathon? Yeah, seriously. Man.
That's
it. And you know the pain. So yeah, it's I'm sure you'll get the call sometime soon. So we'll all get the call. There'll be plenty of drops coming anyways, for better or for worse.
Yeah. So in terms of things I want to cover, I cover pretty much anything that's stream of consciousness stuff. I did see people in the chat. Matt Master, welcome. Thanks for joining in. I was checking. I didn't see any subs. We do have the capability to do subs now. NFT God last time around gifted like 113 subs, like a stupid amount. Like he'd spent like $500 on the stream, which it was ridiculous.
Nice. Wow.
So if you're not following, please follow.
Wow.
I know, right? It was crazy. No, I didn't see any subs, but yeah, feel free to sub. We are going to come out with some more emotes and stuff. I got Denim Chicken working on some of that stuff. We've got sub badges in the chat now. If you look really closely, it's actually the Plunger logo in the original base pack style, the green there. But I did get a question that I posted on here that was highlighted. Thanks, Patrick, for using your stream points about TS making lower level challenges more plus EV. I will say this, my thoughts on this, they have no incentive to do so. They have no means or mechanism to do so. It is entirely up to the market to let the pendulum swing one way or another. As long as they are being thoughtful about what they're putting in these challenges, people just need to get smarter about it. And I think right now, unfortunately, with the challenges that are related to Cool Cats, there is still a significant amount of muscle memory that people are exercising with relative to the LaMelo challenge on the end of it. I think any of these Cool Cat challenges, the Levine, the whatever, if the actual piece of it wasn't a required component of the master challenges, the component pieces of them would be significantly lower than they are now, but people are willing to spend the money on them because of the promise of what it looks like in the future. So I don't think, at least my opinion on this, Patrick, is that they don't care, nor should they, about this. It's on us to get it right. And I don't know if you guys agree with the same concept.
I mean,
I'll go. You go ahead, Chugs.
Well, I was just gonna say, surprised they don't care either. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I don't care.
But I do think though with Cool Cats, you're right in that there's still this unknown kind of carrot at the end of it, and so people don't really know how to value that, and therefore they're kind of going on, like you said, muscle memory. Just this is what it was last time, for the Van Vliet, so this is what it's going to be for the Levine, and before that it was whatever price points are there, and people just kind of set their market, and that's it. There's no real logic to it. It's just it's psychological finance at that point, or behavioral finance at that point. So I mean, the only thing I'd say is for like standalone common challenges, I think it's really going to come down to smarter players, collectors, just not being so willing to punt their reward at a loss. I mean, like, it's only EV negative if you are willing to part ways with your reward at less than what it cost you to get it. So like, if you don't want it to be negative EV, don't punt it for less than what it costs you to get it. And like, it's as simple as that. So that's really all I got on the, kind of the lower level challenges. But what do you think, LG?
I get it that it's tough, but I will say even the term EV plus didn't exist like 4 months ago. That's a term I never heard in Top Shot until like the end of January. I never even thought of Top Shot that way, as in like, I'm buying a pack and
money.
Am I gonna make money from buying this pack? Or even doing a challenge. It was never like it was obviously do the challenge. The challenges are a lottery, right? Like you're literally buying a ticket to a lottery where the winning lottery ticket is a number 1 or a jersey or like a 2-digit. Like you're just in layers of EV plus comes to DFS gamble community. Okay, cool. I don't know that. I have barely dabbled in DFS. So more of a seasoned head-to-head guy. So that's the part where it's like, to me, that's something that wasn't really part of Top Shot. And it was just more like, like Top Shot to me has always been a series of lotteries, right? Like you buy a pack, that's a lottery of which players you're going to get and which serial numbers. Then you have those players and you enter a challenge, which in itself is also a lottery. Now, because we have way too many people for how many packs there are, we have an entirely new lottery system that comes before that.
Getting a pack.
Just to get a pack. So it's like, there's literally 3 lottery systems in a row of Top Shot that you go through to try and win the ultimate prize, which is a challenge reward, number 1 or jersey or favorable serial. Like that is literally, you go through all these hoops to try and get there. And I don't know if I wouldn't say that Top Shot doesn't care. I don't know if that's exactly right. I think it's still early. And I know we're tired of hearing that. We're tired of hearing that we're in the bottom of the first inning. But man, they have hinted that challenge rewards will matter for something. Not just the actual moment, because now it's got a fancy little red star badge, but also the part where your account has done one. So even in the last little bit, it's like, I think there's tons of people who just want to have done a challenge, like literally want that check mark in their account. Like I was saying 20 minutes ago, it's like, yo, that might matter, man. Like everything that you can do in Top Shot right now, that Top Shot says that you should maybe do it, because it might matter later. Because the last thing you want is for tomorrow Roham to be like, all right, everybody who's done a challenge, guess what? You guys are part of this. You're the only ones that are ever going to get this set. We have a new set or this new cool privilege that's coming, and it's only if you ever done a challenge. You need to do a challenge,
FOMO.
You're a loser. You're a loser. Get out of here. Right? You know what I mean? Like that could happen.
And that
so
was
with these, that's been the point.
And that was something that when we it's fine. That's when we had Alan on. I don't know, maybe it was like a month ago at this point, and I kind of pressed him on the notion of, should a reward matter if it's been earned versus bought later? And he gave kind of an unofficial, like, in his personal opinion, he thinks, yes, it should matter. There should be a distinction there, whether you earned a reward versus you just went out and bought it afterwards. And so I do think there is some kind of internal, I would have to think, like, they want that to matter at some point, I guess, is what I kind of surmised from that. Who knows when or how, but it seems like that has to be in the roadmap somewhere, right? That's kind of what I gathered.
One would hope. And I think that's like, looking at other projects where there's things granted to people and airdropped in. And we saw that a little bit with the gift in some ways. Like, I think because the vast majority of people have only been in for 8, 12, 16 weeks at this point. It's tough to like weather that concept for a long time. And because everything is so compressed in terms of and accelerated in terms of the way things happen, and there's been so much product being pushed out that it's hard to justify and reconcile. Like in the grand scheme of things, like unfortunately, the market economics of it is such that it's not inexpensive to do this stuff, right? Like, and some people have more of a luxury because of their financial situation, crypto gains or otherwise, to be able to participate at the level that you're saying, right? Like if Top Shot says jump and we say how high, like you can do that, but like there are like financial levels that you need to be able to hit in order to participate at that full bore. And it's tough for people that like otherwise can't to kind of ape into that stuff. And I think it's a real concern of mine. And I mentioned this on Schiller Stream yesterday, like people are going to lose their ass on stuff, and people probably already have in some regards, but like not just on Top Shot, but in other projects, like do not spend more than you can risk to lose. Like do not spend money that is rent. Do not spend money that you need to put food on your table. Like you have to look
this
at
is an entertainment expense.
It's an entertainment expense. It's like going to the movies or putting money on the casino table, right? Like you cannot put money on the casino table that you need to feed your family. And for anybody that's doing that, stop, get help. Like, like please stop doing that. Well, but if you can do that, like to your point, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, I think there's more. There's more to it than this, and there's going to be more than that. Whether it comes through in terms of like the expected value or monetary value of the amount that you put into it, as opposed to the gated access that may not have a specific monetary value tied to it, remains to be seen. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, man. I think in everything, like at the end of the day, this is still some kind of product that is like somewhere between a stock market and some kind of betting product or whatever, however you want to look at it. Top Shot obviously probably can't say a lot of that stuff. They got to say it's a collecting, investing thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, listen, man, if there's a market, Chugs, your market going to market, right? It's like in a market, there's winners and losers. There's no everybody wins like that. That literally can't happen, right? So it's like there's no. Yeah, it's zero sum, right? So there's no like scenario here where it's like everybody does a challenge that costs $200 and everybody's value from that is $300, unless some other external. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't unless there's some other external factor that affects that somehow, right? So it's just not. I think we just got to get used to that. I think everybody has to get used right now. And this is, I hate to keep pulling the kind of like I was here a long time ago card, but it's like literally like from September to December, it's like I wasn't like making money in Top Shot. You know what I mean? I wasn't like I like it grew a little bit, like whatever my value was, which I had to like calculate manually for a long time until Veerman built Intangible in like some shitty spreadsheet. It's like it went up like 5%, and I was like, cool, like great, and I was like, I was having fun. Growth. I was like, this is cool. And I was like, this is a cool product. And I was like, maybe it'll blow up one day, but I don't know if that'll be worth any money. So it's like, totally. There's some people like MBL who's like, great, I'll just dump 200K into this. And maybe one day it'll be a millionaire. And yes. Right. But it's like, I didn't do that. I was like, these are cool. Like, yeah, I'll spend $200, and that's what I did. And that was fun. And I think we're kind of almost back there where it's like, yeah, I'm not spending money now. Like I'm not doing these challenges thinking like, yeah, I hope I get the number one, but I don't expect to. I got number freaking 5,400, whatever. And that's,
did you see that?
Okay, cool. I like doing the challenge. It was fun.
The Obi Toppin finished today too, and Dingling got number 9.
Oh, man.
I mean, nice thing.
Good for him, man.
He needed it. He deserves it. He's been the biggest buyer. He's been the biggest buyer for like 6 weeks.
He finally cracked 1,000 moments today. I saw that.
He deserves it. I like that.
He deserves it. He spent $3 million or whatever it is.
Why not?
Good for him. Good for him. Give him a little badge.
one semi serious kind of point to make on what we've been saying though is the one thing that is kind of a concern, but I think like you said, LG, we're kind of moving away from it, slowly but surely. But a lot of this user growth we got in February, there was a heavy link to financial gain and the enjoyment of the product, right? And that needs to kind of decouple in a little way, because I think one of the best tweets I saw around that time, and it might have been in March, late March or something, like markets crashing from February. And I don't know who it was. I wish I could give proper credit, but it was like, imagine being pissed at something you didn't even know existed like 8 weeks ago, that you haven't like 10x'd in it. Like imagine being mad that you didn't like make your beach house money off of something you literally just learned about. And like that kind of sums up like how the consumer experience had gotten kind of mutated into just, as long as I'm making money here, this is fun and I'm going to do this. Whereas actually like the product itself is fun and collecting is fun and all that kind of stuff, and the utility tie-ins and all those other things. That's really what should be the lifeblood of it in the big picture. Now, obviously, anybody who's saying they're collecting all this like old stuff that could be worth, or old stuff like OG S1, type super scarce stuff, I think they'd be lying to you if they're saying they're not thinking or hoping that it becomes like this nest egg for them down the road. But in the beginning, like you said, that wasn't the point, right? The point was this was a cool product and you felt like you were on the ground floor of something interesting and you just kind of were taking it from there. And so I think as long as we decouple that sort of, it's all about financial gain and the actual product itself, I think we'll be fine, bigger picture.
Lottery is the word, and probably Top Shot doesn't like that lottery is the word, because you probably can't say that, but it's like literally like a series of lotteries is kind of like a fun game, right? It's like, well, you can go buy a lottery ticket and then friggin' lose every week, or you can play Top Shot where you recycle your money back into another challenge reward and open packs, and sometimes you will get the hollow icon pack and you get the LeBron and it'll 10x your account. But it's the chance that might happen. But either way, you totally, it's EV minus on the challenge rewards, but it's not like you spent $200 and then everything you have is worth $10. Like it's not you don't lose the money. You just like, you maybe it goes down 50%, right? Like at most, like it's just, it's not perfect. I also do think that the metallic gold challenges are kind of broken right now, because we don't have a middle tier of challenges. So metallic gold is kind of like in this weird spot where it's like, it's a core set. So that's going to like matter one day. We don't know how, but that's Alan said that metallics and hollows and base are like the core set. They have the team logo. But what I really am excited about for the throwdown set is that like, what are those challenges going to cost? Because metallic gold, like even for DeMar DeRozan, where you need to get like, I don't know who these players, I don't know, the 9
randoms, except for Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, there's JV. Okay, Michael Porter Jr. Cool, like Ibaka. I don't know, Dante. It's like not not a stellar
no bangers. No bangers.
Here we go. Yeah. Malik Beasley, $200 or $194. Michael Carter Williams, $195. Dante DiVincenzo, the Big Ragu, $198. TJ McConnell, $200. Valanciunas, $212.
All that's garbage.
What's the cost?
And then,
what's the cost for the DeRozan right now? Like I want to finish my point about throwdowns. Okay, 2136. So you want to do something that isn't one of these like rando common challenges of like Cool Cats or freaking Hustle and Flow or whatever. You want to do another challenge? Flow. It's whatever.
Hustle and
I'll never get it right. Show. Hustle and Flow show movie. Shout out. Memphis. But anyway,
there you go. What I'm saying is that what's going to be cool about throwdowns is that, last time we had a rare set in that range, it was Rising Stars. So it's all like attractive players, LaMelos and shit like that. Now we're going to have a 1 of 1,800 set. How much is the challenge for that going to be? Right? Because the first reward for that is like, I don't know, like Donovan Mitchell or something like that, like, or some other lesser player.
He's the only notable guy. He's the only notable.
Sorry, the first challenge reward for that is going to, it might be like Blake Griffin or Zach LaVine again. What I'm saying is that it's like, I hope that these throwdown challenges are they cost somewhere in like $4,000 to $1,000 range, which that's a lot of money, but in Top Shot, it's not a lot of money. So ideally for people who want to like gamble a little bit more, because it's like the maximum challenge rewards is going to be 1,800 for each of these. So they're going to land like, let's say 30%, 30% get done. So that's it. There's going to be like what, 500-600 of them, and you're paying $500-600 to get it. I think that having that middle tier of rare moments is going to be really important to both push maybe some of the common moment challenges down to even more affordable than $200. and then also kind of put metallic gold challenges kind of in their place, because we don't really know where they belong right now, and they're the only other consistent challenge happening. So I'm excited for the throwdowns. That's what I'm saying, is like I'm excited to spend like $500 on a challenge of moments that I actually want, that are part of some interesting set, not 35,000 CC moments. Oh, what's up, cat? What's up, cool cat?
This is Binks.
Hey, Binks.
Also, I will also, just not for nothing, the throwdown moments, like they're probably going to be pretty awesome. Like,
yes,
they, they're going to be they're going to be those sick dunks that have been viral for the last like month and a half. So like that's what I'm like. That's what the thought would be there too. It's like the moment matters. It's going to be something that actually is appealing to have.
This is a brand new sentence, by the way.
Anthony Simons is big to me.
I like
What's
that.
funny is everybody says Simmons, and it's definitely Simons.
It's Simons, yeah, for sure. I'm excited for the throwdowns thing too, and I think, LG, one of the things that I remember very vividly from some of our early conversations when I got in January and February was the idea that like challenges before, you could get multiple in packs, and they became like, they were much easier to complete because you didn't have to buy the piece at a premium. You could buy it for $14 or the $99 packs for whatever. And that's like out the window. Like there's no real way.
Yeah. I wish we could get back to that.
Right. Where you could have multiple packs for the same thing, especially for the limited edition stuff. Like unless there's a 600,000 pack drop, like there's no way that anybody could get more than one, at least with the current iteration of the queue system.
Here's how it was, because the Monday Thursday drops started to become a thing, like towards late September, October, whatever. 2 pack drops a week, and depending what the pack was that was coming out of the set, I feel like as a collector, I would decide, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's conference semifinals. I liked all the series that we saw in the conference semifinals. I want to make that set. And I was able to buy like 5 packs, and they were like $29 each or something like that, which I know, like, forget the prices from then to now, whatever. But they were like, I was like, cool, I'm going to spend $150 getting 5 of the moments of the 9 that I need for the set. And then I'm going to go in the market and get more. But then I'd open them, and I'd get like 2 Goran Dragic or 2 Market Smarts or something like that. I'd go in Discord and be like, hey, I have 2 Smarts. I'm looking for a Michael Porter Jr. And somebody be like, I don't know, like for Axlo or Libio or somebody like that would be like, I have like a few, like, okay. And then we'd trade, and we would just trade. And that was like the fun collecting part, right? Like you used to do with cards or Pogs or whatever. You'd all open your packs. You're like, hey, shit, I have like 5 Wayne Gretzky's or something like that. Like, you want to trade one for like 2 of your guys? And you would, or whatever. And I was telling that to Taylor recently too. And he's like, man, that sounds freaking awesome. And I was like, yes, like that was great, because then you could actually choose to invest in the drop and try and get a lot. The finals drop, there was the legendary one. I didn't get one. They sold out instantly. That was back in the day of like, you click buy now as fast as you can when it's like you refresh and click buy now, and then it just and the site kind of fucks up, and then you're just like, whatever. Yeah. But that was the legendary set. But then they had the rare set, which was then way less sexy because the legendary one had already happened, and it was the same players, just different plays. And they were 750 or 750 mint each. And I forget however many packs that equals out to. The day those packs came out, I bought 14 of them. I bought 14 of the finals rare packs. And that was just like, because they were available. That wasn't one transaction. That was like a few, like I bought a few, and I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I don't have a LeBron yet. And then they just kept being available. And that's because there weren't enough users to fulfill the order. And it took like a day to sell out, or a couple hours. So then on like pack like 14, I got a LeBron finally. And I was like, okay, I can. And I still didn't have the right moments to complete my set. I had like 5 like Butlers or something like that. Or no, Butler was a reward. I had like 5 Dragic's or something like that. So I had to sell some, trade some, whatever. That's what was super fun. And I think there's a way to get back to that. I gotta leave it to the Dapper team to figure that out. But I think that there's a way to do it. Maybe it'll be token gated, right? Throwdowns. There's going to be 81,000 packs, right? Minus the promotional ones. So let's say like 77,000. What if the restrictions were so high that only 20,000 accounts qualify, right? Cool. And then you can go in and you can buy a few if you want. That's a scenario, right?
I doubt it happens, but
the optics.
I like it. I love it.
I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Not yet. It won't happen. But something like Hustle and Flow, 140,000 packs. If you give that harsh restrictions, and only 50,000 people can buy them, and you have the option to buy 2 when you get to the cash register.
Yeah.
Not impossible to slowly implement that. And again, we're going to see those tiers, those levels of access start to develop. I don't know if there'll ever be a day where I can buy 14 finals packs again. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I'm looking forward to the day where that's not.
So I disagree with this, Mike, and I brought it.
Yeah,
Mike, I brought this up because I disagree with it.
How is that rewarding me, man? I was like, you know why that sold out? Because I spent my hard-earned money on that shit because no one else wanted it.
I'm saying I think the counter here is that, like, as long as that 20,000 user gated thing or whatever isn't like, oh, hey, it's just the people that could do that thing.
Talk about that.
Like, you have to be able to have achieved those things recently for whatever reason. But the problem is that you can't create something that's restrictive enough that excludes the right people, or it includes the right people from both. And right is, nebulous.
And listen, man, anyway. this ain't grade 4. Not everybody gets the red lollipop for when everybody's done different types of work. Okay,
what I
mean? Like, this ain't no participation trophy. There's going to be a lot of stuff for all levels in Top Shot, and sort of compare it to a kids class. What I'm saying is that it's like, if I'm talking about this lottery system. Here's another way to look at it, like a loyalty program. Okay, like if you've been on freaking 50,
if I go on my
flights,
airline miles,
dude, if you've been on 100 flights this year, guess what? Yeah, you get to go on the plane first, and you get a big ass seat. That's how most things are structured. Like, inevitably, you need people who have a little bit of money to spend and tons of money to spend, and you need to find ways for both of them to feel happy, like any other loyalty program. So you got to make the rich people feel like they can come in like Dingling, spend their ass off, and get some special privileges for it. Like, I think that that's just part of it. Not every single experience in Top Shot can be a level set. Everybody gets the same thing. You'll get it, Potamus. You'll get your big ass seat.
I love this. Yeah, and I agree with Kilo here. I love this LG. Spicy. As Von
But I will say, listen, man, when you're a commoner and you're getting on a flight and you see those fancy people getting on before you and they get a big ass seat and they're sitting there with a cocktail,
they already have a drink.
Yeah, you're like, piece of shit, and you got to sit all stuffed beside other people. It sucks. It freaking sucks. But then when your company pays you to go for 50 flights a year and then you get the status points, fucking awesome. sorry to swear so much.
No, it's okay. This is not a family friendly stream.
There's no family in the plunge.
Just wait. So I mentioned this on Schiller's podcast yesterday. Have you ever seen Amaranth stream? LG? Not to out yourself, but she's a streamer that does like ASMR and like hot tub like streaming stuff. It's very bizarre. No, you haven't seen that? Well, you need to.
I was about to Google it, and now I'm just like hands.
Plunge is a massive simp. Plunge is a massive simp. He's not a sub. He's an alpha. But anyway, back to your point about the loyalty program thing. I think that's exactly what's going to happen with the trade ticket stuff. I think it is very much going to be an anti-system. It's not, I think at least it might start some way where it's like, oh, everybody puts in 10 and that's what it is, or 20 or 100 or 5,000 or however many, right? But there is going to be at some point, how much are you willing to throw in, right? Like, I'm willing to throw in 50 or 100 or whatever. And maybe they tier it. Rares are worth 5 or 10, but they'll get to that point of some way, in the same way that, like, I'm paying for first class and I'm willing to spend $2,000 on my ticket and get the seat and the free drink and the meal and everybody that's sitting in the back with the door of the lavatory hitting you, that like you don't have any change, you have change fees and you can't bring a bag on. Like, there's a class system, and there's gonna be that, and that's okay. Like, it's okay that happens. And like, I said this to Chugs like maybe I don't know, 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, when he was complaining that his, someone that he knew like didn't qualify for whatever rare pack drop because he had 14 moments, but he'd spent like over $1,000 in the marketplace. I was like, that's where the I don't care stuff came from. Like, I don't care. Meet the qualifications as long as they are, as long as they share those qualifications in advance. That's the stuff that grinds my gears, is that like, if you don't know what it is that you have to hit the threshold, or, back to your point of they tell you to jump and you should do it. Like, if they don't tell you what you should be doing, then it's really difficult for me to wrap my head around and be cool with them, like holding people accountable to doing things a specific way. So anyway, that's we don't need to hit on that more specifically. We did. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can I just say one last thing on that? Is that I think in Top Shot, in crypto and in the future of this, everything that everybody, the thought leaders tweet about like community is the future, all that kind of crap. A big part of that is not just rewarding people who have deep pockets. It's rewarding people who are engaged community members. Because you need to find ways to quantify how much people actually impact your community and how much they participate. And you need to quantify that beyond just spend. So totally loyalty program, like it doesn't matter how much you like the airline or how much you interact with their tweets, so long as the only thing that matters is if you spend a lot of money with them. But I think in Top Shot, especially things that are free, like showcase contests, like I don't know, maybe showing up to events
being in the Discord,
or like
being in the Discord,
being in the Discord,
anything.
Everything that was in baller status that isn't really
following the Twitch stream,
that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff. That is how you design a great DeFi community and a good NFT community. Is you design it with different things that very everyday people can do. That doesn't matter if they have $20,000 to spend. So I think totally Top Shot will reward the dingalings with some cool stuff, but I think they will reward a lot of other people who want to engage, and the people who only come to pack flip and only show up for drops and don't do any of the other fun stuff will not be rewarded as much. If you're Top Shot, that's what you want to split up. You want to read MBL's thread and be like, how do we, without screwing everybody, separate out the people who are just buying packs from the people who actually want to engage and actually like this product and want to do more? How do we reward those people more? And I think that outside of financial gain, that's what you want to do. You want to create more systems like that, where it's like you have to invest your time and your effort to matter.
Okay, I need to know, Heart of Texas, what this means, because I don't understand. He highlighted, thanks for spending your channel points to highlight a message, but I need to know what that one means.
I don't know.
So we've been going almost an hour. So before I let you go, LG, if folks in the chat have questions, now's as good a time as any. I've been monitoring and seeing if there's anything that came. How many different drinks does Plunge have is the first question. I had a lemonade that my daughter poured me, and then I realized I was halfway done with the lemonade, and I was like, you know what? Kind of be tasting kind of good if I poured the rest of this beer in there. So I poured beer.
I thought you were gonna say like you spiked it with vodka or something.
Oh, that's like a shandy.
It's shandy. Yeah,
it's like summer shandy.
It's fine. It's good.
I don't know how
get
that's
a little sweet tea in there.
I don't know how that's not just a giant Four Loko right now. I don't know how you haven't sent somebody out to get Four Loko.
Yeah, just put some Red Bull with it. Just make it work. But,
Plunge. I have something for you. You have to DM me your MetaMask address before I can tell you what it is or send it to you. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, I have it on my phone.
Yeah, you have to DM me your MetaMask. I have an NFT for you.
You have an NFT for me?
I have an NFT for you and it's no crypto babe or any crap like that. It's not a
bummer.
It's not something really weird.
All right.
So how do you all think they will distribute the CC moments that will be sent out for free like the cats? Well, I mean, the theory that we had floated out, if that's what you're talking about, like 2 months ago, was that anybody who had done a Cool Cats challenge before would get the new Cool
sent.
And that was the theory. Okay, thank you. That was the theory. I just responded to this question here. That was the original theory. So they would just airdrop it into your account because they know which accounts have done what.
DM me your seed phrase. Warren Watson. I'm not going to DM you my seed phrase. I don't even know what it is. No, I do. I do. It's in my fire safe. You know what I didn't find? I still don't know what I thought about this today. I when I signed up for BitClout, I didn't save my seed phrase, which is why I'm not showing BitClout anymore.
I have not.
What happened to BitClout?
What happened? Great question.
Yeah, I don't know what it's at right now.
Sure, Whale Shark's still talking about it, but I don't think
has anybody in our circles has anybody been back to it? Like nobody I know.
Dude, that's part of the weekly crypto fad that everybody's part of. That I don't know what it is yet. I mean, I know there's the Zed drop tomorrow, but I feel like this next week will be ripe for some other thing happening.
The rare peens,
the
rare peens.
Oh, that was a good episode, man. With the peens, man. That was hilarious. Anorak on there was good. What was I gonna say? Also, I do want to bring up one thing. This is a brand new thing that I've seen on Twitter. Like, obviously, First Mint, like, yeah, we get a lot of interesting DMs and interesting comments. All comments, all walks of life welcome, obviously, and all questions. But you guys saw this earlier too, that somebody photoshopped a tweet from us revealing the cool cast.
So good.
You see that? Yeah. And like, I saw that and I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, who fucking tweeted that? And then for a second, I was like, wait. I was like, nobody tweeted that. And then like, literally it was this one person who like photoshopped like to expert accuracy in terms of the emoji use. It looked really good. I was like, that's why I was like, wait, did we tweet that? And it was like, here's the Cool Cat 7 requirements. And then I just went to the person's profile and they were just like spamming other tweets. Like they put it on like an evaluate tweet on a Top Shot tweet. And then I was just like, what the hell is this? And I was just like responded. I was like, hey man, we didn't tweet that. And then I sent the person a DM being like, why are you, I literally wrote to them. I was like, why are you doing this? and then they just started deleting the tweets that they posted with a fake screenshot. And then I blocked them. And then I went to check their account later and the account was gone. And then some other person posted it again like a couple hours ago. And they're like, oh, wow, look at this. And I was like, yo, man, we didn't tweet this. I was like, I don't know why you guys think this. And they're like, oh, okay. And I was like, what? Like,
that's awesome.
That's a new one. That's a new one, though. Making up a fake deleted tweet from the First Mint. I hadn't seen that yet. So
that's awesome.
I like the creativity. I'll say that. I don't know. I don't know. For better or for worse.
That's 50K follower problems right there.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly. Sure. Yeah, you had 50K followers.
Yeah, people haven't started doing that for me yet.
Plunge, can you go check? Can you check your? Do you have MetaMask on your computer? Can you go check
this
your
one.
OpenSea?
I can do it on my phone, but it's on my other computer.
Okay.
Long story, but I can look.
Be able to do this.
So what do I have to do?
You have your MetaMask in there?
I've got my wallet right here. Like,
okay. Is there any really weird stuff in there?
No, I don't have anything in there.
How do you
I set it up?
See someone else's? Oh, Plunge. Yeah. Well, if you're able to go see like what you have, like if you're on your phone and you go into the MetaMask app and then you go into the browser, then you can go to OpenSea and link your MetaMask. Okay. And in OpenSea does a great job of displaying all the NFTs you have in your MetaMask. Just the normal OpenSea, not the Matic one. This is on mainnet. This is not on thing. So
OpenSea.io.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
and then you should and then you should be able to connect your MetaMask if you're in the MetaMask browser.
Yep.
And then it's connected, and then you should be able to go like my profile.
Something like that. Hold on. Account, my profile, unnamed.
And then you should be able to scroll down.
Is it this?
Yes. That's right. You now own your own ENS domain name. And your ENS domain name can be programmed so that if you want to receive like a freaking horse or some ETH or whatever thing goes into your MetaMask, people can send it to plungefather.eth instead of your like 40-digit hash. So you got to go to, I'll send you the link after.
There we go.
So there's this thing called Ethereum name service, which I'm actually shocked hasn't caught on more. But it's essentially the same as like, I don't know if you guys do this a lot in the US, but we have like, we have Interact email transfer here where I can like, it's kind of like, it's like our version of Venmo where I send money to your email address. So cool. It's essentially kind of the same thing. It's essentially like your crypto Venmo account. Or rather, like your MetaMask already was that because I can send you anything there. Dope. But it's essentially your address. So it's to me, it's the Ethereum equivalent of claiming either like your Twitter handle or your Hotmail or your Gmail address or something like that. Because it can be used a little bit as both.
Plungefather, my TikTok, I claimed that.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's kind of, to me that is like,
it's very TikTok.
Here you go. Are you ready for this? There you go. I got it to work. Oh yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
What?
Yeah, there you go. A little blue. Ooh. I'm just changing the colors. Yeah, just changing the colors. A little yellow.
This is very TikTok of you. You should do 1 minute videos.
That's what I'm here to announce, man. That's what I'm here to announce, that the First Mint Twitter, we're deleting it. It's 50K is plenty. It's gone now. We're only TikTok from now on. From this day forward, it's only a TikTok channel. The entire podcast, it's not going to be on Spotify or iTunes anymore. It's going to be, the podcast is now going to be 50 different TikToks in a row. Times a week. Your worst nightmare, essentially. Like literally the worst thing you could ever imagine.
Short form content is always
That's
better,
dope.
right?
Well, thank you. I don't know. Thank you for sending that to me.
It's more
I appreciate
I'll
it.
send you the link, Plunge. So basically, if people want to send things to Plunge, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet because he hasn't programmed it. But essentially, no, because you have to program it. You have to go into the Ethereum name service and tell it to do that. But essentially, in Chugs, you can do the same thing with yours, and I can do the same with like LG Doucette or whatever. Yeah. Is essentially when people want to send you things on the Ethereum mainnet, they can just send it to that address once you program it. So
that's
yeah, it's something really cool. They a lot of people are picking up on it. I just think it's kind of really interesting. It's not a plug. Like there's also there's one called there's another service called Unstoppable Domains where you can get like a .crypto name as well. So you can get plungefather.crypto or some other thing assigned to you. So yeah. Well, so I've been wanting to give you that. I've been wanting to give you that. What's that?
Did you have to spend money on this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you. This is a very nice gift of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to send you something back.
You have to renew it every year if you want to keep it. Okay. And the renewal cost is like $5 a year. So whenever gas is insanely low, like I recommend go in, like if there's times of summer where gas is like a couple bucks, go in and renew it for like 5 years or something like that. Renew it for a long time. I felt kind of awkward. I've had that for like 2 months, Plunge, waiting to give it to you at the right moment. And I was like, if Plunge ever goes to like my MetaMask wallet and just to go look at like, I don't know, hey Plunge, look at my Zed horse or something like that. And then you saw that I had your name, you'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like I was like, Plunge will be he'll think it's so weird that I have that. So
that's awesome.
Anyways,
well, thank you for that.
I'm gonna have to. You. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hop in. I'm gonna and gift you something back. So,
no, you don't have to, man. Just it's not a gift situation. Yeah.
No. This is it's a housewarming thing. It's a housewarming thing. You've got a new room with. I've got stuff for you.
With my hell lights.
No, so this is the thing though, LG. Can I make a real suggestion? So I think one of the most charming things about the setup that you had before and the two setups was that you had like a very interesting like portrait of some weird ass person.
It's still here. Hold on, I'll get it.
You need to put it back up because I think it's
gotta keep it.
I loved that. Yes.
It's the same room. I'm in the same place.
It's the same room. It's just a different color now.
Oh yeah, it just worked. Here we go. There he is.
I love it. So I love.
He'll always be there.
He looks like a conquistador of some sort.
Yeah, he'll always be there.
All about it. So Chargy D is asking. So while you're answering this question, I'm going to bring in our next guests to talk more Zed Run because I know that you know Quad and I'm not sure if you've ever met.
What's up?
What up?
Who also helps run the First Mint Twitter account.
What's up, boys?
Have you ever met JVB?
No, me? No, I have not.
Okay, so JVB is one of my Twitch mods.
How's it going, LG?
A mainstay, an absolute mainstay in the Von Schiller community as well. Looking classy. Is that a sepia tone?
Yeah, holy man.
Very dapper
that is
on a
nice.
Thursday.
He's ready to go. Are those horses on the bow tie?
They are.
Oh, fuck. That's so good.
This Terra drop is supposed to be the biggest drop of all time.
Wait,
I'm excited.
Hold on.
Quad, I gotta say,
are we doing this? Are we doing this? Are we doing this? Oh, we're doing this. Fuck yeah, we're doing this. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Over here.
It is time for some Zed Run, boys. Let's go.
Quad, your name's Rip for the rest of the show. You're Rip from
I'm oh nice, JBB.
Yeah,
I'm safety first.
It's like Yogi Bear over here.
Doesn't work with the headphones.
There we go.
Dude, I got my headphones on backwards now.
Oh, nice. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go for that.
On top
because I would ride a horse.
Oh
like
my
this.
god!
Oh, here.
What is Plunge? What's Plunge about to put out?
I don't know what to do with my hands. What are you guys doing over here?
What is Plunge? Oh my god! Oh, that's majestic.
Oh, Jesus.
Get something funky, man.
I mean, I got the fisherman hat. Here we go.
This is great. It's like Halloween 6 months early. There you go.
We're back.
It's like we're some kind of village people. It's like a village people party here on the stream.
I can't do this.
There we go.
Howdy there, guys.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to start drinking straight from the bottle. Just take pulls like a cowboy would.
I love it.
Like
I love it.
I'm on the Dutton Ranch.
I hope everybody at home put on a hat anyways,
I know.
even if you're not on the stream. I hope everybody put on a hat that they have near them. Everybody's got to have a hat near their computer, I'm sure.
So before we start talking ponies, JVB Quad, I think you were, I know Quad was listening for the whole time because I saw him in the green room. JVB, I'm not sure if you were on. Do you have any questions, comments, things that came up that we missed in the chat or otherwise that LG needs to address before he leaves?
Well, I thought I was getting fired today.
Oh yeah,
Well, Twitter situation.
Because at first LG thought that random tweet, and
no,
I'm the new
I
guy,
made sure.
right?
Hold on, no, Quad, go back and read the DM. I said,
Oh no, I know.
It says, I'm just making sure you didn't say
know.
this. It wasn't Quad. Why did you do this?
No. But the one I saw, and I thought you were talking about a completely different tweet because we were talking about, putting out a tweet.
Tweets.
Yeah, the podcast tweets. And you're like, did you do this? And I was like, oh, like, there was stuff going on. Like, we're good. And then I was just like, I went and saw the message and I was like, oh, no, I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that.
I just wanted to, because I think there's going to be people like, hey, I didn't tweet this. And then later, like, Quad's like, oh, yeah, I did tweet that. I just didn't tell you. And then I'd be like, oh, okay. Like, I don't want to be an idiot. So, yeah. But I was like, there's a couple minutes there where I was like, man, did we tweet this? Did we tweet the shit? So anyways.
That was great.
We didn't.
Oh,
that was good.
Hold on 1 second, though.
This is like the post with just what? W-U-T. What? It's this Photoshop. Like, I actually went to Top Shot and started looking up the names. I was like, oh, should I be buying these right now? What's going on?
God, man.
Right?
I know.
Oh man, I will say this on the Cool Catch Challenge things. I still am convinced. I'm convinced that it's the game winners, but someone scared me off it being
I've got all of
number
them.
one. I've got the game winners, but someone scared me off it being the number one draft picks. And so I had to go buy those. And so I've got both sets of those now. And I feel like not great about it because
a lot of shovelware, baby.
So left.
Full of a lot of shovelware.
Oh man. So anyway, anything else? JVB, anything that we missed?
Yeah, there was also the rumor that it could be children of former professional basketball players. So if you haven't bought those yet, Plunge, I would get to it.
I don't care.
Also,
can't care.
Also, the Kardashian curse. That's another one. The Jenner Kardashian.
That was a good one.
Whoever wrote that.
I
love that.
People who have, well, we talked about it with, I talked about it with Phil for a minute a couple days ago. And then somebody actually tweeted out the list. I was like, oh, this is perfect. That'd be what I think it was Taylor who was like, what would be great is if they did it and they did not mention a word about a theme or anything. They just said, these are the guys and that's it. And like you just had to kind of but like everyone fucking knows what it is.
Oh man, would that ever be funny? Oh man, I love that. That'd be so good. I hope we get some kind of challenges like that. Like I'm all for like, I get it, like okay, game winners, number one picks, but like I'm all for like totally random other things, like totally different themes. So also there was a question before that you posted up before I go Plunge. What kind of bike do I ride?
Charge ED.
I'm on a Yamaha 650 V-Star custom. It's a very chill entry level bike. Very, very relaxed. So
is that like a Z9 or a Z like entry level, like Z10, Z9? Like
well, I actually bred it. So it actually started as a 50cc, and I bred it with I bred two scooters together, and it gave me a motorcycle.
Moped.
That's what I did. That's how it works. That's totally what happened. Yeah, I bred a moped with
JVB. Do we need to have the birds and the bees conversation with LG?
No, I just honestly I want an illustration. If he could draw it for us right now of how this breeding process went. I don't know if you have a pen nearby, but if you just do a Gary V-esque scribble.
You could probably get your NFT out before Gary V if you draw it right now.
Back of the envelope, baby. Let's go.
You could have it in Plunge's OpenSea account
right away
within an hour.
Right away.
It would be a one of one.
I've airdropped
LG would be a one of one.
I've airdropped enough for tonight, but I'll think about that. I'll think about the breeding process. But you guys enjoy your chat.
It's good talking
I
to you,
think
buddy.
I think this is content people need a lot of to learn more about Zed4Run. It's gonna be a very exciting time tomorrow. I wish there was an over/under as to whether the website will be able to handle it, because there's so much buzz for this one. And every time I've heard an NFT drop, every time I've heard that there's an NFT drop that's going to be the biggest one ever, there's only one thing that's happened, and whether it's Dapper or MotoGP or like literally anything else. So, do you guys know what time it's at yet? Are there times?
They're all over the
Yeah.
place.
There are
Yeah.
two.
Right, they're
so there are
right, like
two
last
sets,
time.
and each set has 6 waves. So the first drop is at 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern, and then there are 6 waves within that set. So every 15 minutes, there's another wave. The second drop is at 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. Same thing, 6 waves every 15
very
minutes.
staggered, because last time it was like every half hour, right? So
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, have a great
good
learning
talking to you,
session.
We'll do it again.
That's right.
Anything
And,
to, anything to shill that I can help you with? Because I'm pretty
Shill?
sure
I mean, go listen to the
99%
podcast.
of the people.
I think
who
he's
listen
good.
to
I think he's
Tomorrow's-
good.
Tomorrow's podcast is with Steve. It's a little one-on-one with Steve, where we're going to talk about
Rook shot.
the topic is whether rookies will lose value going into the playoffs, especially non-playoff rookies. So someone like Anthony
Ones that
Edwards,
suck.
that guy's playing like 3 more games, and then he's not playing for like 5 months. So what's going to happen there? We're going to get Steve, the rookie master, Rook shot. We're going to get his thoughts. And we have a little chat about it coming up on the podcast tomorrow. And then next week we got some big guests next week. Some people with some big followings coming up. So we got a nice week coming up. So First Mint, I don't know if I need to plug it, but it's on Spotify or iTunes. Quad's been posting the YouTube videos, some of them a couple days late, which people have commented on YouTube. Like the one guy today posted was like, thanks for posting this info 4 days later or whatever. And it was like,
I was waiting on a thumbnail, guys. Come
I
on.
was like, what are you talking about, man? Anyways, First Mint, Plunge. Thanks so much for having me on, Chugs. Always a pleasure. JVB, great to meet you. And
Thanks
Quad,
for the address.
Quad,
Likewise.
stop tweeting crazy shit from our account, okay?
We'll talk to you
Lock
later.
it up.
I'll
Lock
try
it
not
up.
to.
See you guys.
later.
See ya.
Oh.
Welcome back. Yeah.
He's back and he's gone.
Now we can talk shit. All right.
All right.
I'm just
I
kidding.
got one. I'm gonna wedge myself. I want one question before you guys just like fully go into the Zed4Run stuff. This is related to horses though. I tweeted it out at after the Kentucky Derby when the horse that won, the Baffert horse that was like
Medina
he said-
Spirit.
Yeah, he said it was like a $40,000 horse, or he said that, and I want to say it was. Long story short, it was a fucking crazy cheap horse to win the Kentucky Derby. What would the equivalent of that be in Zed4Run to like win like a major race with like what would the equivalent of that be in Zed4Run? I guess is what I was like.
I mean,
My me bit winning.
Like
I
an
can-
elite,
no.
maybe?
well, yeah, it would be, maybe an elite, like an offspring, or it would just be
Yeah.
a Z10 Buterin. I mean, there are Z10 Buterins who are dominating Class 1 and win races there. And those horses are much cheaper than the more expensive horses, the initial offerings, the Genesis ones.
Okay. So that's I think even so I think we should should start with the assumption, and I know that there are plenty of people in the chat that already know Zed. So if you're here
Nobody
and
knows shit about it.
and there's people like me that like literally know shit. So assume that and I will be the vessel or like the avatar or whatever, like I will be the channel by which the audience is absorbing the vast number of or like depth of information from you guys. I'm going to ask really dumb questions. And if you're going,
What
if you're
is
like,
a horse?
no, but like Buterin,
Oh,
what the fuck does that mean? Right.
Okay.
Like it's that level of detail. What's a Z10, Z6? Okay. I don't even know any of that stuff. So start from the beginning if we can. I know that you guys have some like talking points, but I think the goal should be, it's 9:52 right now in Central Time. I think by 11 o'clock Central, midnight Eastern, in the next hour and 8 minutes, if we can get everything that people need to be ready for the drop tomorrow, at least a conversational understanding of what they're buying so that they're not spending hundreds of dollars on shit that they don't get. That's what I want to get to. So if that, I feel like that's a reasonable goal. We're not going to cover everything. You can't learn everything about genomics and fucking like breeding and all these complicated things. Touching on them is definitely valid, but like, if we can do that, that would be fantastic. So anybody, in the chat. Feel free to ask questions. I'll try and keep an eye on the chat and like bring those things up. But like before we do that, who are you? Like, who are you? So we'll start with you, JVB. Who are you, man? Why should we listen to you?
Oh, I don't know if you should, firstly.
But I think
I'm very humbled to be on this stream.
I'm so excited to have you.
With such great people following LG. It's going to be a great time. Drinking a little bubbly, you know. Nice. It's a
very Gatsby drink.
Yeah.
Champagne flute.
Okay, so let's see. My name is JVB. My friends call me JVB. I'm a mod here. I'm also a mod for one Von Schiller.
Is.
Yeah. Okay, dude.
There he is.
Yeah. But you know, I'm in that realm. I do Top Shot. I race horses in Zed Run. I have a very wonderful bored ape who works for me. His name is Bandit. Bo Bandit Apeville, if you are familiar. And he's wearing like the cowboy shirt that one of the black ones with the roses that Burt Reynolds wore in Smokey and the Bandit. It's great.
It's an ape.
He has his own Twitter account. He works for me, so I pay him so he can have a living wage because ownership is archaic. And
how progressive of you.
Yeah, I'm very progressive, you know, and that's my spiel.
Cool.
I like Zed Run. I'm really into it. I've sent out multiple applications to work for him and they haven't responded to me. So yeah, we're doing great.
All right. Quad, you were on last week, but same question to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I go by Quad. My real name's Tim. My real world name, as I like to call it now. I've been in the space for a little over 2 months, but I feel like I'm like the ape master now. Because I pretty much just,
but not boarding.
You're
the ape master as in, well, that too, though. You mean aping into stuff?
Aping into stuff. I feel like I'm decent at like kind of judging what's good, what's bad. And so yeah, I'm sure you've seen in the Discord, I ape into like a ton of stuff.
I don't get the sense of that. I don't get the sense that you do based on the bobbleheads behind you and all the other collectible items that you just have over your shoulder.
Yeah. No,
I don't get the sense that you jump into things at all.
No, I don't collect anything before Top Shot. But no, yeah, that's pretty much like I absolutely love Zed. I have 25 horses in Zed, 23 of them female because I like breeding. Because
you do.
Yeah, baby. But there's a barrier to entry of Zed of like getting an unraced like horse for an affordable price, and like people that can kind of walk you through like how to do MetaMask, how to do things like that. And so like I breed horses so people can have their like very first horse, you know, unraced and like not for like 0.5 ETH.
You're
for like a bred horse.
It shouldn't be childhood memories. It should be childhood surrogacy.
God, I've got to change that name. I'm changing it.
JVB, what's your
stable
name?
My stable name is Chartreuse Dreams. For those that know me, Chartreuse has long been my favorite color. It is the only color named after a liquor, and it is a delicious liquor. Chartreuse is also one of the colors of horses in the Zed ecosystem.
Okay, well, let's start there. So I know that people probably know, hey, you can buy a digital racehorse and race it, but like, what are the attributes? What are the things about horses that distinguish them from like horse, you know, the horse that JVB owns versus the horse that Quad owns? And how does that manifest in the game?
Well, they're the same looking, but they're different colors.
Okay.
And there have been rumors in the past that colors impact performance. And then people who work for Zed have said that they don't. There are other attributes to the horses that they will have at some point in the future, fatigue factors and stuff like of that nature. But none of that's in right now. So some horses just have better bloodlines or something magical happens in breeding and they're better than other horses.
It's a survival of the fittest, but the fittest happens to be random and you can't quite tell yet. But at some point we might be able to breed to the ultimate situation.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Not to digress, but were either of y'all into just real horse racing at any point, like just horse betting and stuff before? Or is this totally a new kind of area?
The bow tie is not new.
You've been there.
So you've always
done
been
that.
into it. Yeah,
There's a
good
steeplechase I go to here in Maryland every year. I've gone every year for well over a decade. It's called the Maryland Hunt Cup. I've been.
So it's your bag. This is totally your bag.
I like horse races. I used to go to horse races with my grandmother when I was a child, and she would take me.
Oh wow!
And we'd go walk around, and then she would bet, and she would always win.
Always. So you wear a bow tie like 6 days a week, probably.
I didn't have a choice when I was a child. Yeah,
exactly.
I couldn't leave the house if I wasn't wearing a bow tie.
Right.
Yeah, well, I bought this at Tractor Supply.
Seersucker year round, bitch. Yeah,
absolutely.
I love it. Love it.
But no, so she would always win when she was betting on the horse races, and I never understood how she always won, but everyone else at the track looked so forlorn. Until I was older, and I recognized that our walks through the paddock when she talked to the trainers she was friends with might have had an impact on her gambling proclivities.
A little bit,
just a little bit.
Something.
Hey, I saw All Dogs Go to Heaven. I know how it works. Anybody know that
movie.
Throwback? Man, it's about a horse race. They got some horse racing in there.
That's a reach. I love that. That's a
Not
reference.
a reach. Dog talked to the horse. He knew who was going to win. They made a shitload of money. It's great little old Americana story. Anyway, back to the virtual real racing.
Yeah.
So, how does this work? Talk us through it.
So I guess I'll just kind of like talk through the basics of like what tomorrow is, right? And so tomorrow is a Genesis drop. And so what a Genesis horse is it is a founder horse, right? It is a horse that's created by the developers at Zed. It's not bred from two parents. It's like a start, right? So every bred horse will start from a Genesis horse.
Okay.
And so there are only 38,000 of them. About 14,000 have been released so far. So there's about 24,000, give or take, that are still yet to be released. We do not know how many are being released tomorrow. JVB, you haven't seen them post that yet, have you?
No, so I haven't. But what I have heard on that is that they have said, Rob said there are roughly 60,000 stables. There will be roughly 5,000 people in each. So 5,000 people, right? 12 drops. There'll be 5,000 people in each wave. It's the largest of all time. So there will be more than 2,000 horses because there were 2,000 horses the April 2nd drop. So that's a guarantee. And someone at one point on their website, it said there will be 250 premium horses left of Z1 through Z4. And there are currently 250 of each Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4 left. So
yeah,
750.
Yeah,
my guess is it's going to be a banger.
Okay. So chaos, basically.
Yeah. But no,
You mentioned Z1 through Z10. So it sounds like they're Jesus horses, divine conception. Snooze. I hope that was a joke, not divine contraception.
And that was even spelled wrong too. No big deal.
Yeah. Either way. So they're these founder horses, they are tiered in some way, not just in terms of color, but in terms of Z1 through Z10. So you want to, and feel free if you want to share your screen or show anything, like more than happy to have you guys display stuff, because sometimes this can be helpful with graphs and shit.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, is Z1, I guess Z1 to Z10, I mean, is it Z1's the best, Z10's the worst? Is there like a significant curve there? Is it a linear line? Like what's the gap there between 1 to 10?
Plunge, if you wanna share my screen, I can kind of pull that aspect of it up for you.
Go ahead and share. You got to click the share button. And
I got it.
Then I can
share screen. Don't show these tips again. Oh my gosh, I have to give it access. This is ridiculous. What's going on here?
Be smarter than the technology,
dude.
You're
expecting me. Hey, I'm just a cowboy. Okay,
it's un-American, is what it is.
Yeah, we're asking Rip to do technology over here. This guy doesn't work with. Yeah,
old Cletus over here.
This ain't what he does.
Oh, I have to click the lock to make changes.
Oh,
this is ridiculous, guys. Sorry.
At least you don't have to pick the lock.
You have to give it access to your camera and shit or whatever. Rip just works.
Will not be able to record the contents of the
fine.
screen until it is quit.
Oh, great. As Charlie Brown would
Later.
say.
All right.
Oh,
Cool.
brother.
Not doing it. Hold on. Here we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Sure. There we
There
go.
you-
Okay,
oh,
sweet.
Oops.
Sweet.
Whoopsies. I wasn't trying to do that.
Bye.
Sweet.
He's back.
Bye.
Here we go.
He's
Okay,
back with
so-
bubbles. There we are. All right.
Perfect. So Z1 and Z2 are Nakamoto's, right? These are super rare, very low availability. These are the ones that one of them has 250 left. And then Z2 has 250 left, around. Then you go to the Zabo.
So Nakamoto
Mhm.
references Satoshi Nakamoto, correct?
Correct.
Who is
So they're the
Bitcoin.
cat daddy horse. That's
Yes.
the cat daddy horse.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
Got it.
So these horses, just to give you, we don't know exact prices before, but just to give you kind of like a guess, is that a Nakamoto Z1 is going to probably be around $18,000. A Z2 is probably going to be around 9,000. So those are, the Nakamotos are they're expensive. They are investments for sure. But essentially, they have like the best chance of being like pure racehorses. Okay. Zabo is the next one. Those start at 6,000, around 6,000 for a Z3. And then a Z4 is going to be around 3,500, somewhere around there. Then you're going to go to Finnies. And so Finnies are like the bloodline that like can still be a fantastic racer. Like it has the widest, I would say like birth, right? It can like, it still has the ability to be super, super good bloodline wise, but it also, is a Z, 5, 6, 7. And so it's not as consistent, right? But it can compete with Nakamoto's, just like any of them can, and I'm sure we'll get into that later. And then the ones that everybody's probably going for, these are the ones that I still go for, because they're just the most fun. They're the most affordable. Like I don't feel bad racing one of these. Well, last drop I did, but this drop I don't feel bad racing one of these. So these are the Buterins. These are all over the board, right? There are some Z10 Buterins that are killing it in the game right now, but there's also a lot.
Is this
of
a
really,
Medina
really
Spirit?
bad Z10.
Is this a Medina Spirit type deal right here? If you had a
So the reason I said elite earlier is because I actually think Medina Spirit was $1,000,
okay,
not 40.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
And so
okay, he was even
Yeah.
that cheap. Okay,
Well,
wow.
yeah,
early
like,
on.
and that's why
That-
I
She
said
got
like
sold again, or he got
Yeah,
sold again.
Baffert
Gotcha.
said
Okay,
it
cool.
yeah,
Cool.
he said it in an interview like
Okay,
right
that
after the
makes
race.
sense.
He might have been like drunk or something.
So
but he was like,
initially
like
it
a
was-
$40,000 horse. Yeah,
That's great.
So initially it was $1,000 horse. Then it got said to Balfour for 40. Oh, okay. Wow. Well, still either way. Yeah. So it was definitely bred down the line. But the Buterins are going to run you 300, 200, like 100, right? Like right around
120,
there a little
like
bit.
that,
Yeah. What 120, it was 106 last drop. So like, yeah, 115, 120, gasless this time, which is fantastic. I know that, so if you guys were involved in the last drop, you probably paid for gas for horses you didn't get. I got 7 horses, but I paid for gas for 17. And so
What
even
does that
that
mean? So for anybody that, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm one of these
Yeah.
people. I've never made an ETH
Okay.
transaction other than to load my
Gotcha.
Top Shot wallet. So what does that mean?
It's super easy to understand. Is gas is essentially what you're paying somebody to confirm your transaction on the blockchain. And so when the blockchain is really, really congested, gas is high because you're going to have to pay to get your transaction confirmed. And when not a lot of transactions are around there, gas is going to be low. And so you had people that would click buy, they would click, confirm purchase, and it would just spin, right? And what it was doing is whatever transaction got picked up first, that one got the horse. But every other person that submitted for that horse lost their gas. And so there was a ton of lost gas, and it sucks. But the one point that I'll make is like, if you lost gas last time, it really does suck, but that was their 4th drop ever. And you still are early, and like losing gas, unfortunately, is one of the risks of getting into a project early. Okay. because now they're working on it and they optimize it, right? Now it's going to be on Matic. So all you have to do, you're going to pay gas once, and it's going to be just to get it from ETH to WETH, which is on Zed. Okay. So you're just going to have to pay that once. And yes, when you want to take it out, you have to pay it again. But you just have to pay it once, as opposed to trying to transact, and then you just spent $500 and you have no horse to show for it. This time, if you click it and you don't get a horse, you're not spending any money. So that's a huge, huge
that has
advantage
to be major.
This time.
Yeah.
Huge user, just retaining new users. If you go and you're excited about a Zed drop, but your first experience is spending $500 and getting 0 horses, do you think you're going to stay in the game? Absolutely not. And so at least this time, and I'm not saying everybody's going to get a horse, because I don't think everybody's going to get a horse. It's just no way to say like everybody's going to get a horse, but like he's here. But like it's a bad experience if that's your first experience. So even if you don't get a horse this time, you're not going to spend a bunch of money that's just gone.
So for guys like me, or I would assume Plunge, I think I speak for you, Plunge, on this. Like I don't have like a plot of ETH sitting around. This is strictly a Ethereum based. Like you can't just like swipe a credit card and try to get in on this, right? Like you need to be loaded up with ETH, ready to go for this tomorrow. Correct?
Yes. Hey, Anfex, I got you. We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, you just need to be loaded up, and so it's super easy, easy to
if you got a MetaMask or whatever, right? You can.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, walk through that. What does that look like? Or send the resources for. Is there somewhere that's like on the Zed site that's like, here's the 5-step program for how to get your shit loaded?
Yep. Yeah. So if people are familiar with MetaMask, that's really all you need to be familiar with is the MetaMask browser extension, which is this thing right here. Okay. So go to Google Chrome, download the MetaMask browser extension, sign up for an account, write your seed phrase down. Three different pieces of paper.
Don't forget.
And put them in a safe. Right, like put them in a safe deposit box. Like you hear these stories about people that have like tons and millions of Bitcoin that they can't find out. Those are the people that didn't do that. Like this is the first time in my life I was responsible enough to write my password and stuff down. Right, and so
we're always told not to write it down, which it's counterintuitive.
Right, and so. For this, you're going to go to MetaMask, right? And you'll log into Zed via your MetaMask. Okay. So I'll just let me switch networks real quick, log out, and then I'll log back in. Log out. So you'll connect to MetaMask, click authenticate, click sign, boom, boom. I'm in the stable, boom, right? Okay. So here you'll go like now that you're signed in, you're all good. And this right here is your balance. So if you have ETH in your MetaMask, it'll show up right here. This is just like a transposition or whatever that word is. I'm a cowboy. I don't know what that is. And so
I didn't go to school that day.
Right there. Okay. So all you'll do once is click deposit, and you'll deposit however much ETH you want, boom, deposit to WETH. And once it's in there, you're ready to go. So tomorrow, I'm ready. I got $1,000 right there, and I can buy on the site. So what I would do if I were people, snooze. No, this is my girlfriend actually. But what I would do if I were people is I would log into your MetaMask and log into Zed, and keep that browser up already logged into Zed, because ready to go. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get an email and it's going to have a link. And so the unfortunate thing about this is you don't know when that email is coming. So what they said was you will be in one of the 12 slots, and you just need to be ready in your email. Okay. And so
in each slot, your odds of getting whatever, it doesn't matter.
Exactly
which
the
wave
same.
Be in. Okay.
Exactly the same. The same exact number of Z1 through Z10s. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
And so what you're going to do is you're going to click that link, and they said it's going to be about a 30-second to 60-second waiting room it's going to put you in, right? To give, kind of like you do when you turn on a stream. Hey, give you a second to get in there. Same thing. Give everybody a second to click the link, just to, I'm saying I'm saying that it'll be one of those there. That's also a chance for them to test, like, okay, how many people are in here? Like, did the clicks go through? Like, things like that. So that little 60 seconds, I think, gives them an advantage to be able to, troubleshoot and see if, is something going wrong? We need to pause or things like that. And then it'll go, I'm assuming it'll just count down to 0 and horses will populate on the screen. Now, last time they said, last time there were a couple issues, and they said they've fixed these or worked on improving these. So one of the issues was scrolling and filtering. And so the scroll button was hard because you would scroll and then it would just like cycle. It would just refresh, right? So they said they really, really worked a ton on improving that scroll feature. Okay. Like being able to load more at once quickly so that it's not like just loading 8 and everybody's going for these 8. More like just loading 80 so that, the clicks are more random, right? And then they also said that they worked on the filtering because, last time they kind of dropped them in waves by, like genotype, right? This time they're dropping equal each time. So you need to be able to filter because the Z1s are getting dropped with the Z10s. It's not just Z8, 8, 9, 10 at once. And so you've got to be able to filter. And so hopefully those things have been changed. It's been over a month since the last drop, and the guys have been working their butts off. Like, I'm telling you, like, we see them in there all the time. They're working to make improvements while also trying to balance, like, making an Atari partnership happen, which is a lot of income and also notoriety for the game. And so, yeah, I'm definitely excited about this drop, and I just hope that it goes well.
So Kialoha has that question: buy Ethereum on Coinbase first. And I know we touched on the Ethereum to WETH bridge, the Matic bridge within Zed. But there are a lot of people who don't know how to buy the Ethereum first to get to that point in MetaMask. For buying on Coinbase, I know most times on Coinbase, there's a 7-day wait before you can transfer Ethereum. So I would not buy Coinbase. Within MetaMask itself, there's an option to buy via wire, which works, and then it'll instantly put the Ethereum in your MetaMask account. I have also sometimes used crypto.com because that will allow you instant transfers as well. However, it usually costs 0.01 ETH to send it to another wallet. So depending on how the gas fees are and what the Ethereum price is, wire might be better. But wire isn't available in some states. So
yeah, like
those are what I use.
There's some limits
in Texas. So those are what I use. What are your suggestions, Quad?
So I buy in Coinbase because I'm in Texas. One thing I did notice in Coinbase though is if you've got the money, you can game the system a little bit. So you can essentially deposit a direct deposit, and then it'll give you access to buy a certain amount with your debit card, and that certain amount that you can buy is then available.
Like $500 or whatever.
Yeah, like $500, right? So like, let's say you deposit 1,000, then you can buy 500 on your card, and you'll be 1,500 in, but that 500 will be available right away. That's the only way I've seen it work around. But yeah, it's not the most ideal situation because Coinbase is a little more above board, like in terms of regulation. They're publicly traded on the stock market now. And so just like Dapper is kind of like the gold standard of following regulation rules, like Coinbase is going to be the gold standard of like following regulation rules for buying crypto. And so, there's crypto sites that don't require KYC and things like that. I'm not going to recommend any of those. If you find them, you're more than welcome to use them. But I just buy through Coinbase, just because it's, I think for me, tax wise too, it's going to be a lot easier to track.
That makes sense.
Unfortunately.
I've used Coinbase.
So with the drop, like let's assume you're at the point where you've got your your stack of money, whatever you're going to play with. Let's say it's a couple grand or whatever. Is this the kind of drop where, and I'm not trying to equate it to Top Shot, but basically like the most expensive thing, is it one of those things where like the most expensive thing you can get your hands on, just get your hands on it because it's like going to be worthwhile? Like, is it basically that, or do you have to be a little more discerning and kind of be like, maybe I should get, like, are there sweet spots, so to say, or is it pretty clear? Like, look, you're going to get what you pay for if you can get it, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
I would say
Right.
you can't buy the wrong horse this drop. If you click buy and you pay for it and you get it in your account, you've won. Because like they said, there's 60,000 stables. There's only 24,000 Genesis horses left of all time. And so even if they dropped them all, not everybody's getting one. And so you can't make a bad purchase tomorrow. That's the best part about this. It is you are early.
Not
right?
financial
So this is
advice.
like an S1.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. But you
this is
are
like an
early, right?
Yeah, this is like an S1 cosmic drop, but like the buzz is already here. You know what I mean? Like
it's
just
an
get
S1
in on
cosmic drop that everything just pops up on the screen at once, and you get to like just buy it as quickly as you can. Just get it.
Okay.
And so,
Plunge, you ready? You ready for this, Plunge?
I'm down to start a horse-skidball team. That's what I'm ready for.
No, so
Horse-
I'm not ready for
horse
this.
skidball?
So I've been forward with this. Like, there's 10 or 15 of us that put a bunch of money in, and we have a couple guys that are like, they're going to be the people that are on point for this. And I'm not doing it. I'm just like, I don't have time tomorrow, number one, but I run enough things elsewhere. So I'm like, there's someone else that's running the plunger.
In about town.
Yeah. So we all put a bunch of money in together, and those guys are going to run it and try and grab some horses. And I think we're going to do some focus our efforts on breeding, maybe do some racing just to have some fun. But I think that's sort of strategically speaking, we're looking to set up, I think, something more akin to what Quad is doing than maybe some other groups or other stables that are like really focused on the racing element of it. But yeah, that's sort of our take. I'm not going to be logged in tomorrow, but I'm interested in learning about it so I can answer any questions or point people in the direction of the people that do know the right stuff.
Very cool.
I go ahead.
No, after you.
Jamie.
Okay. So I was going to say, people are talking about, what's a good value? What should they buy? And obviously, buy what you can afford. Piggybacking off the conversation earlier, don't take a second mortgage on your house for this by any means. But there are some sweet spots that I think are overlooked. If you look at, for say, the Z5 Finnies, there are only 2,000 of those Genesis ever going to be made. There's only 1,000 of the Z1 through Z4, both Nakamoto's and Zabos. So I think that there's a level of scarcity there at somewhat of a discount compared to the previous 4 genotypes. That seems like a really nice place for me. It's a little above my pay grade, but if I could slide in there, I would be all about it. But if you look at the sales on OpenSea, you'll see that any of these Genesis horses, I haven't seen any sell. Well, no, there was one person who accidentally sold one at a loss, but that we don't want to talk about that. They forgot a couple zeros. But there are, if you're just looking at it from an investment standpoint, not investment advice, but they seem to get good returns. There's a lot of interest. There's 60,000 people interested in Zed. Just a month ago, there was 20,000 or something. So it's been growing quite quickly. This is a great website, zednucleus.com. Shout out Remy LeBeau. We're going to show some of his charts at some point in the future.
So the cheapest Genesis horse raced is 0.2 ETH. So that's about 600. Well, like, so man, who knows?
He's
right
a lot
now,
higher
right?
now.
Like 700.
Yeah.
And so essentially, if you think about it that way, you're going to buy this Z10 tomorrow for $120. Yep, totally can.
Yeah,
Control scroll up. Come on, use the tech. Control scroll up.
We know who the boomer is in here.
Boomer.
Hold
We're the same
control.
age.
I know, right?
Roll the
I
little
know, I'm
mouse.
probably the boomer.
So
I might be the boomer too.
So right there, this horse has raced 122 times, 0 wins, and it's at 0.2 ETH, right? Which meaning if they wanted to move it, they could drop it to probably 0.15 and still, still that's $500 and something. That's 4x your money for an absolute shit glue horse. And so let's go and look at what the cheapest unraced Genesis is, because so not financial advice, but if you're looking to like long-term the game of Zed, you just hold your horse unbred, unraced, and let everybody else devalue their horse.
Hold your horses.
Hold your horses.
It's like the because trading cards to buy packs and never open them.
And never open them.
So
so holding a Genesis horse and never racing it and never breeding it is the unopened legendary pack from Series 1. Because the more people that race their horses, and Genesis horses are finite with the 38,000, especially if you race Z1s or Z2s with them only being 1,000 of them. So the cheapest one is 0.46. So you're looking at for a Z10 female. And so, that's $1,600-$1,700 that you bought for $106 last drop. Go ahead. Yeah, no. I'll wrap it up. The prices are going to go down because slightly, but they're not going to go down much, because if you think about it, there just aren't enough people and everybody wants a Genesis horse. And so, to be completely honest with you, when I first got into Zed, I got 7 Genesis horses and I sold 6 of them unraced, unbred at the beginning, because I didn't have the money to bankroll a bunch of horses, right? I bought those 7 horses for under $1,000 and $1,500 was me and my buddies combined. Like, here's our investment in Zed, $1,500, right? And I saw what they were going on the market, and I was like, man, like we can really set ourselves up for having a future great stable by, capitalizing on this now. And so now we have 25 of slight, not Genesis horses, but they're the type of horses we need to help new people get in the game. And so this price will go down, but like you're going to see it like barely go down probably, and then you're never going to see it go down again. Because
not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
No.
There is a chance speculating on the drop prices.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Yes,
exactly. Well done, JVV.
Thank you.
So Quad's ape juice is going real hard.
Yeah, he's passing the Kool-Aid hardcore.
Is that
right now,
some hair I see growing on the palms of your hands? To put the other end.
Oh, that's
okay, so the most recent sale was 0.27.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to do this one.
You have to name horses.
Yes. Yes, you can sell an unnamed horse, and people do pay a premium for that. They do get very excited about
because they can name
horses. Yeah, you can name it whatever you want, unless someone's already stolen the name before you. But there are tricks, as you know, if you see the snipers and the bots on Top Shot who change their names often. I will say at the other end of the spectrum, right? So we're looking at the cheaper horses right now. At the other end of the spectrum, if you're talking a Z1 Nakamoto, and I'm going with off-market transactions with this kind of number, but those are roughly selling unraced, unbred for about 15 Ethereum, right?
Whew. It's like now 45K.
Yeah, so it's about 45K.
Yeah, almost 50 grand.
And those were costing 16, 18 grand or less. So even at the other end of the spectrum, people are making money.
Yeah, like this one's raced for 8 ETH. This one's raced 9.5.
Yep. With a 6% winning percentage.
12.
Wow, those are
12. 15.
So is this? I mean, we're still at like a. Well, I was just gonna say, are we still in a spot where we're at a ground level where there's just not enough supply? That like the demand just massively outweighs the supply here still, and
So to be completely honest with you, in the future, people's entry level into Zed is not a Genesis horse, right? And that's why I tell people they're early.
Yeah, okay.
Their entry level into Zed is buying a bred horse, and breeding is the future of this game. Because if you think about it, there's 38,000 horses, right? Half of those are going to be female. I don't know if it's exactly half, but half of those are going to be female. Every month, those females can have 2 kids. So every single month, essentially, what, 17?
That's the mint machine. That's the
right?
mint
Like,
machine.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they're all going to
eventually,
they're all going to come from somebody.
Yes.
But right now,
Correct.
you're able to literally get ground floor.
But to further compound that, there's no cooldown for offsprings to breed. They don't have to reach adolescence. So you can use your female to breed 2 horses, and you can instantly breed those females, which is unique when you think about it. Yeah, so much.
If you get to that exclusive level, right, and we'll go into this in a bit. If you get to that exclusive level, so actually, yeah, let's go into that right now.
Cool.
That'll be
recursive breeding. Let's do it.
Yep.
And horses? Do these horses, like, do they age or do they become unusable
not right
at a
now.
certain point? Okay,
not right now. So
I mean,
they're about to introduce artificial fatigue based on just races. And so the horse won't actually be fatigued, but what's going to happen is they're going to have more races, and you can only enter 3 races with the horse at a time, and then they have to run before you can enter another one. But essentially, there's going to be so many horses that you're only going to be able to get into like 3 races in like a 4-hour period. So it's artificial fatigue. Right now, like if they go fast, like if they just do, horse races as fast as they can, the big boys can just run every minute because there's no fatigue. And then eventually they're going to introduce horse fatigue, which is built into your NFT.
Like
DNA.
Can't breed forever. You can't
They haven't necessarily said can't breed forever, but the problem is that every time you breed, the offspring like Z goes down.
So you might be producing like worthless offspring, but you're still able to breed. Is that what we're talking about at this point?
Me too, dude.
Yeah.
If you're riding, but if you ride the unicorns in this game, you have to sit on their heads.
That's tough. That's tough.
All right. So
anyway,
I do want to address. Hold on, just a second for anybody in the chat. I know that we have at least one persnickety person in the chat that's like sort of miffed that we're not talking Top Shot. That's okay, man. Like, just if
we'll be back.
If Zed isn't your thing, we'll be talking more Top Shot next week. Like, just keep the vibes in the chat good. If anybody's really miffed about it, just go find another stream. Like, I think Top Shot Steph is still going. If she's not, then she should be. She's still on. She's probably giving away stuff. So if you want to go over there, head over there. If not, and you want to stick around, like just be cordial and stop being a troll, or else we're gonna mute you. So love having the support, but people that are here that want to talk Zed and chat about it, let's keep the chat clean, okay?
So with that, let's keep talking about digital horse fucking. Continue.
Yes. So if you own this digital, okay. So the Genesis horses, like essentially when you breed, this is what's going to come from what you breed. Okay. Essentially in terms of in terms of the horse, right? So you have to have a Genesis, and if you have a Genesis, I highly recommend you breed it with another Genesis. Okay. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Hot people should only have sex with other hot people.
Yeah.
Don't mess with that.
LeBron and Serena. LeBron and Serena should mate, not
correct.
LeBron
correct.
and insert name of Rando here.
It's why Tom Brady and Giselle are together, right? Okay,
yes.
Got it. So you're gonna breed a legendary, okay, and then you're gonna take that legendary. And then what you want to do in terms of cost effectiveness, if you're trying to go for the most cost effective way to breed, is you want to breed it with the lowest that you can, but still keep, that next level. So you can breed it with a Genesis, but you're still going to get an exclusive, or you can breed it with another legendary and get an exclusive for, probably 10% cheaper. Okay. And so, but here's the sweet spot. Okay. Once you get to the exclusive, you breed it with a Genesis and it makes another exclusive. So then if it's another female, then you breed it with another Genesis and it makes another exclusive. So you don't have to go lower than that with an exclusive, right? So this is where the future of the game is with these horses right here. And this is where the winners are going to be.
To mention a point,
in my opinion, yeah.
Strategic
Go hard,
betting.
JB.
to mention a point that only works in one direction. So it only works if the female is exclusive and the male is Genesis, and not vice versa, as you can see from the chart. Yeah.
Yep. So this is the male up here, and this is the female down there. Great clarification.
And it does work also with elites below exclusives. If you can only afford an elite, you can still breed it with Genesis stallions to get more elites. So. But that recursive nature begins at exclusives, and then obviously if you look at crosses, you can breed them with anything but a cross and get another cross. So
JVB, I'm really sorry that all of the comments that I'm pulling forward just cross your lovely, beautiful face out. But I'll try and keep them clean here. I'm gonna pull some things out of the chat because I know we're getting into some more technical, like strategery focused stuff with like, hey, after I've gotten my horse and gotten through the drop and all of that stuff, I know that like people like me and the group that I'm with, like people are going to be champing at the bit to like race some of this stuff too. So like you need to make a decision early on, like whether or not you want to race them and those types of things. So like having a good sense for that, I gather, is important before you ape in.
Yes, absolutely. I always tell people to buy what you like. And I think with Zed, I'll also tell people to be the kind of Zed stable owner that you like, that you want to be, right? Some people don't have the time for racing. I have a friend, Big Sexy Bartolo, who has a stable. He has one of the best Z10 Butarians in the game named Falcon, and he races it all the time. And he does really well for himself. But he has time to do that, and not everyone does, So you have to look at what you can put in and be reasonable with yourself, I think. Because otherwise you're kind of gonna get into like a weird middle ground where you're not sure. So with me, with racing, I like to race my horses at least 2 to 3 times at every different distance, so I can get a feel for how they perform, a feel for their odds, unless you could tell from the get that it's just a glue stick. And
I love that reference.
Okay, so you made and I hate to like, hey, stop and explain this thing. You made a couple references there of racing horses at different distances and odds. So can you explain the racing distances piece of it first, and then maybe the odds piece and how we can figure that stuff out?
Absolutely. Do you know the distance for the Kentucky Derby?
Mile and a 16th, mile and an 8th.
It's a mile and a quarter.
Damn it.
The Preakness is a mile.
Half, right?
Yeah. No, the Preakness is a mile and 3/16. So it is just barely less than the Derby. The Belmont is 2,400 meters. So the Belmont is a much longer race. Right. Which is why sometimes you see horses perform similarly across the Derby and the Preakness, and they get to the Belmont and they just run out of gas, right? So
not
Zed,
gas.
Not ETH gas. Yes, different gas.
Real gas.
Actual, yeah.
Horse
gas. The horses run on biofuel now because we're progressive.
Horse gas.
We're progressive.
Focused.
Yeah. So Zed is the same way. They have that because there are different racetracks of varying lengths in the real world. Within Zed, there are different racetracks, as you will see on the screen. They go from 1,000 meters up to 2,600 meters. And different horses. There are some horses who perform well at all of them, and they're.
You mean this one?
Yeah.
This is Steph Curry, by the way.
I hate this horse. This horse has taken money from me on multiple occasions. But props to him. So
this, not to get too far in the weeds, but this is the ideal finishing chart. And so let's go into just race classes and how that gets determined. So let's start this way. Actually,
before we do that, can we like make sure that we've got the mechanics of the drop stuff down first? I do see a handful of questions in the chat about some of the.
Let's take questions on that then first. Let's go specifically at that, and then we'll go from I just got my horse. What do I do now?
Right.
So we'll start with this. Okay. No. Antfix, we got you. Okay. So what I would do here is I would make sure you're logged into Zed with your MetaMask. Okay. Since your email's the same. So when you click the link, you're already going to be logged into Zed via MetaMask. So it's just going to take you to the buy the buy page and you're already logged in via MetaMask, I think that's I think that should be okay. That's probably your best shot. If you wanted to go into the Discord and clarify with Jay or Rod or one of them, that's probably the best place to get like an exact answer. But I think that, I did that to start out too. I did my email. Oh crap. I signed up for MetaMask, got MetaMask, then signed in via MetaMask with the same email. So I think you should be fine. Yeah.
So this is a question from Jacobson. Looks
Yes.
like I can deposit on Zed without a MetaMask. Do I need a MetaMask?
Technically, no. And if you ask the same question in the Zed Discord, you will get a more thorough explanation than what I'll give right now. But if you can log into Zed with your email, you can use the top up to top up your ETH balance in there, and then you can deposit that into WETH. There is also a top up balance under WETH that will do the same thing as the top up button under ETH, and both those buttons will do the same thing. They'll give you ETH, and then you'll still have to use the deposit function to get it into your WETH. But you do not have to have a MetaMask to use Zed. You can do it through
it's just the
their
easiest.
site.
So
it's just clearly the easiest.
So the primary currency that you're using is WETH, not ETH.
Which means wrapped ETH, right?
But
Yeah.
but it's not.
Okay.
So there is a WETH on Ethereum.
Plasma.
with
Yeah.
an
You don't
OpenSea,
want that one.
and you don't want that. My suggestion is to just bring the Ethereum and then only use the Zed website to transfer it to the Matic.
Yeah.
bridge.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
100%.
yeah,
Thanks,
true.
Jeremy.
Listen to Jeremy, get MetaMask.
Just get a MetaMask.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
And remember, save your
shout out to
seed
Jeremy
phrase.
NFT. He's helped me
Write it down
with
in 3
so
places.
many questions I've had.
Go, Jeremy.
Jeremy's really bright with this stuff.
Jeremy's bright with everything.
Yeah,
All of you
he
guys
is.
are so
He
bright
is.
with everything.
Well, thank you.
No, Jacobson, that's a great question, and I'm new too. Like literally, I don't know any of this shit.
I see one other comment from Ninja Dog. He just says, "How much ETH should I fund to be ready for the drop?" I know that's kind of that's a big moving target, but if you were tell me, I'm going to ask you that question.
Yeah.
Like, should I put $1,000? Should I put $500?
So-
what do you think?
So let me zoom in here.
Control and then scroll your wheel, or control
Or
plus
click
button.
in full screen. Okay.
Come on.
Yes, this is good. This
Okay.
is where we're at.
Y'all are just gonna deal with it, okay? I'm not a Twitch streamer. Okay, so
It's just a common.
This is
this is just what you need right here,
bullshit
okay?
shit, but it is the
Depending on what you
information
want to
we need.
go.
These are estimates.
Correct. Estimate.
These estimates were done by Remy. The website that we were just previously on, the Nucleus one, where you can sort through horses on the marketplace.
That one.
He built that. He built that website. He also did the infographic. He used past drops to kind of project where he thinks this will go.
They set the price too, right? It's a fixed
Yes.
price. It's not like an auction type
Correct.
deal.
They do
Okay,
set the
cool.
price, and the price will be based in US dollars. It
Mhm.
will not be weighted against Ethereum, so the price will not change throughout the day.
Okay. So if
yeah.
Ethereum rallies, then it good
It
for
won't
you.
impact it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep. So
Got it.
in terms of like, if I were you, minimum you should have in there if you want to try to grab a horse, I would put 250 in there, because if you do grab a horse, then you're going to have to pay to race it. If you don't grab a horse, you can buy one off of Matic OpenSea, which is in WETH as well. So, you'll still be able to use that money as well. But that gives you a chance to get, the Z9,
Something.
Z10. And that's what's going to be. So if you look at it of like how many are remaining, the 9s and 10s, they're going to have the most of, right? So I would if you're going to get a 10, I would try to be prepared to like get a 9 if you can, right? Like if you're going to spend 113, don't be afraid to spend 180 on the 9, right? Like that difference is so negligible. If you can afford it, yes.
It looks like to me.
You gotta reel me back in, dude.
I know it's like not everybody could just $8,000.
I'm gonna use dude on the show.
It looks like with the curve, like if this is totally my own kind of like rookie, just looking at this curve and just being numbers. I would have at least $500 in, and just go from there. That because I see that 508, the next jump to Z6 is 923, so it's like that's a relatively big jump. So I'd probably roll with $500-600 and see what happens. Now, if you're in a situation where you can afford to put $5,000 in and see what happens, good for you. But it seems like from a beginner standpoint, it would be kind of that 500-600 range, and then just see what happens. That's my take. Tell me if I'm right or wrong on that. As a beginner,
I completely agree, because to be honest with you, you're probably only going to be able to get like 2 if you can, right? So like,
right.
If you're lucky,
if you're lucky, right, you may not even get one. It's going to be a click fest.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the 500, you know, I would definitely say is a good amount to put in there, right? Like you should be good to get anything there. My personal philosophy, and I'll tell you, some of the OGs are probably going to disagree with me. Some of them probably will agree with me. I think the bloodline matters more than the Z. So I would target this 508, not, you know, because it's still a Finny. Right. So in terms of like, if I wanted to get a Finny, I would just try to buy 2 or 3 Z7s. I think that's better than Z5, in my opinion.
Value-wise,
I know some OGs. I know. Oh, no, I'm just talking like racing genetics.
Oh, really? Okay,
right. Like
that's
you have
the scarcity. Yeah.
Yes.
Or the two sides of that argument, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Because there are twice as many Z7s as there are Z5s. So
Correct.
The people who argue that you should invest based on scarcity would probably gravitate more towards the Z5.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. And for someone that's trying to breed a winner, I'd rather try to breed out of 3 Z10s instead of 1 Z5. That's probably a better way. But
NFC God has entered the chat.
Yes,
Hey-o,
that's a fantastic point.
Yep.
Hold on, I can tell you what gas is super cheap right now. Looks like standard gas is at 34.
Yeah.
34.
Oh, are you looking at the bot?
Yeah, I got the gas
same.
now. Everybody does.
And Ethereum right now is
ETH took a little drop, boys.
It's at 34.31 too. So if you're trying to
buy your
ETH
now,
get ready
now.
So I'm going to
say that it's going to to be a 3,100 mark. Again.
So beginner again. Like I'm not. Yep. This isn't financial advice. This is what I'm saying I would do if I was going to act on this, and I'm playing in the bottom of the pool. Basically, cool. I would throw in 550 or 600, or I'd throw in like $200, and then I would pick one of those, and then that'd be what I'd have for this drop coming up. I mean, if you're in the thousands range like that, obviously you're playing in a different pool. But for me, I would probably be, you know. Like I said, 550, 600, or I'd be doing 200. That would be what if I'm in that 550, 600, I'm trying for a Z7 or Z8 or 200 for the 9s and 10s.
But also, you could.
That's what I would personally do for myself. I'm not saying anybody else should do that whatsoever. I'm just saying, like, this is me just looking at this little table, and that's it.
Kumo,
not advice.
You can try to get a Z10. For 175. 175 is enough to try, right? Like, absolutely. Go for a Z10. When that thing goes there, hit that Z10 filter and start spam clicking, right? Because it's not going to let you buy any more than like you have the money for it.
Not financial advice.
I said what I would do. I'm not telling anybody else to do it. I'm just saying this is what I would do.
Look, I'm just telling you how I built a $15,000 Zed stable out of $1,000, but not financial advice. Not,
Yeah.
Look.
And I was not lucky enough to get any Genesis horses last drop or the drop before. But I have bought horses on the aftermarket that are all like champion horse bloodlines. So I'm confident with what I have, and I'm excited for tomorrow too.
You mean you didn't pay $450 gas per transaction?
Oh no, I paid gas, and I paid gas, and then I got billed for the gas, and then my car sat in the driveway with a full tank of gas, and I hadn't gone anywhere.
So it looks like Antfex says he put 200 into ETH, not knowing all the fees, came out with 154 WETH. Is that like a pretty typical haircut to take with 25-ish%?
You just got to put it overnight. Like you just got to time the gas right. Like if you do it when gas is really low, you'll pay like $8 to $15.
Okay.
I will Yeah, for that. So that's for getting it into Ethereum and then transferring it. I will say also, someone in the chat said this earlier, and I meant to come back to it, and I'm sorry I forgot who wrote it. They said they put in about $1,000. They had $1,000 of Ethereum, and then it took about $21. Yeah, it was WWJR. And it took about $21 out, right? So then he had the rest in WETH. The price to convert from ETH to WETH within Zed is fixed. So if you convert $200, you'll pay 10%. If you pay that 21, you'll pay 10%. If you put in $1,000, it'll still be the same $21. So,
because it treats it as one transaction in, right?
So if you think you're going to put money in, just put it in advance.
Well, it's like an ATM fee. Like the more that, if you got a $3 ATM fee for $20, it's 15% compared to $300, it's 1%. So
but so what I'm doing is I'm having a budget, I'm putting it in, and that's all I'm spending. If I buy my horses and there's still horses available, I'm not going to put more money in and pay everything again. Plus there's some lag with it and everything.
Let's not act. Let's just not get that in people's heads that's even an option.
You probably won't get one.
If there's horses left. If there's horses left, I'm taking out a loan on my hat. No. Just kidding.
Whoa.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. He's just telling us not to do this. Gosh, guys.
Naughty Claude.
Stop. Not financial advice. Okay. But yeah, there's not going to be a bunch. Yeah, loan on my Decentraland house. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, you have a house in Decentraland?
I don't, but I'm about to.
After you take out a second mortgage?
After I take out a second mortgage on my real house.
Yeah.
No, I would definitely just, for the people that are asking if $200 is enough, absolutely, right? If you get a horse tomorrow, it's a big W, right? And so, in my mind, there's like 3 ways to treat a brand new horse. Is either you don't race it, don't breed it, put it in the vault, look at it, she's nice and pretty, and save her as a long-term speculation play on how pretty that horse is going to be in the future. Is that better? Okay, awesome. That's a long-term play on what you think that horse is going to be worth in the future. Or you don't race it, but you breed it, because those offspring right now, right, with the way the market prices it in, offspring from unraced parents are more of that lottery ticket, right? And people love lottery tickets. And so they sell very well from unraced parents. And the reason for that is if you don't race them, you don't know that they're bad or that they're good. But if you don't race them, you don't know that it's a slaw pack. You don't know that it's the recycled
Blue
pack
Factory.
we're about to get when all of us trade in tickets, to try to get these Series 1 moments that they're going to give to influencers. And so I just,
Tell me how you really feel.
Influencer pack. Let's go.
Influencer packs. They're going to get free tickets. But so I would say that, like, if you can get a horse tomorrow, you're extremely blessed. There's, those are the 3 ways, or the third way is race it. That's the third way, right? Race it, breed it. If it's really good, and it's a male, charge high fees to breed it. And so, JVB, how about we answer some like rapid fire questions on like tomorrow's drop, and then we'll go into like, okay, you got a horse tomorrow, what do you do with it?
Yeah, I agree. I want to see what people still are unsure about.
Yeah, let's just have Plunge just keep popping them up.
I'll curate.
Okay, cool. So all right. Are there different odds in landing a Z1 over, say, a Z8? So there will be fewer Z1s, but because they're so much more expensive, there will be fewer people trying to buy Z1s. Yes, there will be different odds. As you can see on the screen, there are much fewer Z1s, Z2s, Z3s, and Z4s remaining. So you can expect most of the drop to be those later genotypes. But you can also expect more people to be going for the later genotypes. Remember, a lot of the people that are going for these horses do not have a Genesis horse or don't have any horses at all. So they're going to come in at lower entry points unless it's dingling.
Do you want a boy or a girl if I get a Z10? That's up to you. They both hold value in different ways. Right. So a boy can A, make money by being put in stud with people to breed with it. And then in the grand scheme of things, males are better racers. Right now, that's not as apparent, right? But they say that males are better racers.
2021, man.
Whoa. Hey. The prices for them are equal. Okay, guys, the prices to buy them are equal. All right.
You get a horse though. Is the gender random or are you picking it?
Yes. You ain't going to get to pick it. Like if it was a drop where you could scroll through and see. Yeah, no, you just click on whatever you can and whatever you get is good. But if it's a female, then you get to keep the offspring. So there's the value in that, right? So if you're the male, you put them in stud, you keep a percentage of the breeding fee, which is depending on how long you put them in stud, that's how much you keep. So
it's between 40 and 56%.
It's right there. So if you do, oh, that's terrible. What'd you say? Control
and scroll up
with your mouse wheel.
That doesn't work, dude. I'm on a Mac.
So it might be like Windows button.
Anyways, it scales. The longer you leave it in the stud barn, the more money you get back of the breeding fee, but the longer it's in the stud barn, so you cannot race it while it's in there.
Correct.
Ooh, and so, uncalled for WJR.
I don't even see it.
What was that? What was that last?
Mare two.
Uncalled for.
Too soon.
This is disrespectful.
So how much is
the breeding fee? Okay.
I can take this. So the last drop.
Go for it.
Okay, so
find an easy way to explain this.
I got this. This is easy. So the drops tomorrow when we buy these horses. My face is still covered. It's like
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I don't. My mom doesn't even like my own face.
Put them on full screen.
So, Hey,
there we go.
Going? All right. So the drop tomorrow is based on fiat, on US dollars. The prices will be the same all day. Breeding fees are not. Breeding fees are weighted against Ethereum. So when Ethereum moves, the breeding fee moves. Because the Ethereum has gone up, the breeding fees will be more expensive next time. Last time around, the cheapest breeding fee to breed with a Genesis stallion in the stud barn was $72.80. Calculations have it at roughly $120 now. If breeding were to come back today, which it is not, breeding is not available right now. It will come back at some point in the future after the drop, likely. If you would just wanted to breed with whatever horse was in there, legendary, an exclusive, something like that, that breeding fee was cheaper. I think the cheapest breeding fee was like $35 to $45, somewhere in that range. So that's it. Breeding fees. They're going to go up. They are weighted against Ethereum and not based on fiat. What's the best color horse?
Chartreuse.
Buy what you like. For me, it's chartreuse. For everyone else, it's not chartreuse. If you take my horse, I'll be displeased.
What are the colors options? And can you? I'll continue the conversation there. Can you choose the color when you are purchasing said horse?
There is a color filter.
Oh yeah.
There are, I think, over 100 colors. The colors are in 7 categories: mythical, wild, some earth word, some snow thing,
some earth word.
Yeah. But all the different categories are based on colors, right? There's blues, there's purples, there's browns, there's greens.
Color. Here we go.
Yes, these are all the colors.
True colors.
Shut up.
There we go. Okay, so so
trolls.
They are divided into they are divided into super rare, rare, and common.
Correct.
Oh my god. And so the number next to those is the number of Z1 Nakamotos that are in that color. Right? And so for the 10s, right? Those are all common colors, which means that there's 10 Z1 Nakamotos in that color.
Has anybody done the BuzzFeed listicle, like here
what
are the
color
10
are you?
Yeah.
I thought
Because
you were
I
gonna do,
think
like,
I'd be
you fill
dark Byzantium.
you fill out like the
Ooh.
like 10 question quiz, and it's like, what color racehorse are you? That's what I thought you were going with.
I think the dark Byzantium is probably me. And speaking of, I watched Shadow and Bone the first season. Highly recommended. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I don't know why that.
Interesting.
So
reminded
let's
me
just
of
go.
that.
Let's just go look at a couple of these colors.
Let's just change the subject immediately.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my stable. So these are a couple.
This is not your. This is your
colors.
stable, not
This
your
is my
girlfriend's
stable, not my girlfriend's.
Marshmallow pebbles.
So this is Fandango. Fandango is
Ooh, I
this
like that.
color,
It's like a bubblegum color.
right? This one is Thistle.
Thistle.
You got an antique brass. You got
That's
a
nice.
dark Byzantium.
Let's get all the people in the chat. Let's if you have a favorite Zed color, if you know Zed colors, like throw your favorite color in the chat. I want to know. And it is it a 64 box of Crayola where it's like, have you ever seen the race?
Plunge,
Suave
have you ever actually watched a race before yet?
Yeah.
Have you? Okay.
Because
And
if
what-
not, we could watch one together right now.
Yeah, dude,
We
we'll
can.
we're gonna raid over to the Zed run. Can I how do I do
You
that?
want to see something real
Jeremy,
quick?
tell me how
Check
to
out.
Quadzilla
Godzilla.
can share his screen. We can watch the races.
Yeah, we can
on
watch
our-
the races
on our
but-
own.
Yeah,
Hold on, real
Well,
quick.
we
We're gonna watch this. This
it
is
on.
my favorite
JVB,
color.
JVB, can I make a request? Can we do a non-muted call?
I've never done a non-muted call live before.
I would love that.
I was
I don't
saving
know
it
if
for a special occasion.
Look, I'll
I mean,
make
this
it-
can be
Hold
the-
on,
this can be the-
hold on.
Oh.
Let me pour myself another glass of champagne.
Please do so.
Boom.
Which,
I can
in
get
case
some
people want to
smoke
know what
wagon.
champagne I'm drinking, I pulled the label off.
The JVB should race a horse now and watch. Can we enter one of your horses into a race? tonight?
Yeah, but usually there's a bit of a cooldown.
Yeah. Okay. never
So
mind.
I could
Yeah,
enter my horse in a race, and then in 30 minutes it could run. But in 30 minutes, you could be tired of me,
yeah.
and you could have kicked
probably.
me off by then.
Well, I'm
So-
not kicking you off until we're done.
Did you see her jump? You see her jump?
Wow, such
We already saw
such
that.
livelihood, such energy.
She's just,
It's majestic.
she's just so sexy.
You know what would
I-
make her more
she's got-
sexy
You know what? To
is
be
if
honest,
she was
Mike,
chartreuse.
you know what?
Purple royalty.
I'm not an expert, but I see a little bit of a gate issue.
Oh my god.
There was like a hitch. Did you see the hitch?
This is Cosmic Cobalt. Jesus Christ.
Is that why you've never raced?
No, I
you
saw a
have?
hitch.
Oh, she has zero.
Did you
race
see a
wins.
hitch? There was
Oh,
something in there.
that's
She was short stepping.
No, I bought her used. She's
Did you
a
talk
breeder.
to the farrier?
Okay.
Did you talk to the
So-
farrier? Is she throwing a hoof or is she throwing a shoe?
You know, that is
She-
the good point
She's
about
not a
Zed.
racer, man. She's not a racer.
That is a good point about Zed.
What? That
you
a
bring
bad
up
horse can
farriers.
breed a winner?
Well, I mean, that happens in real life too.
Sure.
Look,
That's why
yeah.
you shouldn't sell your bad horse for cheap, because in the long term of this game, you're gonna can breed and breed and breed and breed. You'll get your money back by selling those offspring, and you can breed a winner from a bad horse.
absolutely. But Plunge brought up farriers, right? And that's a very good
A
point.
farrier
It-
is someone who shoes horses. For anybody
Correct.
that didn't know that.
But in real horse racing, there's an owner, there's a trainer, there's sub trainers, there's nutritionists, physiologists, stable boys.
What is that
Yeah.
called? Ostrin?
Sure.
What are they called?
I don't know.
Ostlers. I think that's
Ostlers.
right.
Okay, so they're called ostlers. In Zed, you can be a lot of those things are eliminated, but in Zed, you can be the owner, the breeder, the trainer, the jockey. You can do all of it, so it's really cool in that regard.
This is a live race right now, by the way.
Yes, this is a live
Yes.
race.
Okay.
All right, we got Fast
And-
Farming and Moonlight Graham. Oh, Moonlight Graham is a sweet pony. Look at that boy; it's taking
Oh, it's
off.
beautiful.
Oh, this is a 2-horse race. I don't know how much distance is left because we're doing
2,200
auto camera.
meters.
Oh, we're a minute 29 in, so we got about 30 seconds left. Another horse is probably going to catch
Well,
up to these.
I-
Fast Farming's good, but Moonlight Graham's pulling away.
Ooh, here we go in the middle in the.
And who-
We got
Sheer magic indeed.
Magic.
Jesus, look at the
Pure
legs on
magic
that
is
horse.
crushing.
Look at the
Crushing.
legs
The
on that horse.
hindquarters just
Stunning.
powering it. It's remarkable.
Holy cow! Oh, coming in from the
Who
7
else is coming
grapefruit.
Grapefruit's
Grapefruit
coming
coming
back
in.
up. Moonlight Graham's falling. Sheer magic.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're watching
This
the Twitch
is
stream.
that's the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually go to a race. Let's go to
And buffering.
next to run.
Buffering, gentlemen.
Oh,
They have a Twitch
come
stream.
on, there's no big ones. Okay,
No, that
so
was the Twitch stream. The Twitch stream cuts off
Yeah.
sometimes.
yeah, that
That's
was the
fine.
Twitch stream. It,
Yeah.
it jumps between horses. Although I will tell you guys one thing: there were 500 people watching the Twitch stream earlier. the Zed Twitch stream.
500?
445.
Yeah,
445 right now.
I've never seen it over 100.
And there's nothing. There's no commentary. There's no nothing. It's just
Not
replays
yet,
of
there's
the
no
horses.
commentary.
So here, let's go here. We're gonna go ahead. This JVB, I'm gonna give you a little intro time. So we're gonna go to this. We're gonna go to this class 3 that's got a minute and a half left.
Class
So
3.
that,
Why am I calling the bums?
I mean,
I only call the big leagues, baby.
There's
Give
no
him a
class
good
1s,
horse.
man.
Give
I'm
him
gonna
a
stay
good
seated
race.
for this one.
Jeez.
There-
If we don't
there's
get
no-
class 1s staying seated,
Dude, like, there's no like. Look at these. There's no
I
class
only
1s.
call
Like,
races
they're all,
with a $6,000
So-
prize pool. It's in my
yeah.
contract.
Well,
So
like,
snooze that you said
there's
that they
nothing.
probably got rated to get up to 500. The other night on Thursday, I think I rated the end of my stream into Zed Run, and it was still going like 2 days later. I was
Okay, here,
still
let's-
live because they
let's
never
find
go
a big
offline.
boy race that has just ran because it. So I want to
going for it.
really, I want to give a huge shout out to the Zed Run devs, okay? Because and I'll show you why. If you look at the races, has there been a $6,000 race today, JVB? Am I crazy?
Oh, I don't know.
That's
oh,
what I'm
yeah, you
looking
scroll-
for.
The number on the right is, I haven't seen it. Maybe they haven't been filling.
Hold on, we'll go
It's
to
fine.
filters.
We can go to live horses. We can go to live races.
Well, here, hold on. No, I want to
I'd
show
rather-
them one with the good one. There
It's
we
hard
go.
to get passionate about something that's already completed.
But you don't know who won.
We
And
don't
this is
know
what
that.
this is what I want to show you.
Wait, what
This
time
is
did
the
that
best
finish?
part.
10?
this
Oh
is
yeah,
the-
I was here. I didn't see that race.
This is
Okay.
the best part about what the devs did. They hide who won, right? And it's a very simple thing, right? To get wrong. But I want, sometimes I enter races, then I leave, because the races are an hour from now, and I don't want it spoiled. So that's the best thing about what the devs have done is they hide the results. So you just click this right here, and it's going to load the race for us. Okay. So this has got Steph Curry in it, Y2K.
Oh, that's a
So take it away.
monster.
Take it away.
Yeah.
This is a monster.
All right. Rest in peace. 47 wins, 11% win rate. Jin Cobbler, also
Cobbler.
great. I've seen
Love it.
Jin Cobbler crush some races recently. Drive roll. This is class 1. These horses are all going to be studs. But Steph
big boy.
Curry with that 19.7. Steph Curry has that really unique V-shaped distribution. Y2K, 2K, stud. And very
Facade.
similar to Steph Curry, whereas they either finish first or last almost every horse. On almost every race, right? There's no middle ground, which helps them dominate. Non Soli, gate 10, gate 11, Boom Tune,
Boom Tune.
Boom Tune, and
At
gate
a
12,
16%
Battalion.
there.
Battalion, I've been in some races with as
I
well.
Oh,
like
look
the
at that.
background.
Look
here.
Strong
at that.
horse.
I like this.
Do you guys got any favorites? Who do we think's going to win? And,
Ooh,
and
boom,
what is
boom, whatever.
Boom
boom,
Tune?
whatever.
Boom Tune.
You're a Boom
Boom
Tune
Tune.
person?
I'm
I
gonna
like
I
go.
like your name, Sour Tsunami.
I like
but I'm a
Sour
Steph Curry fan.
Tsunami. I'm gonna go Sour Tsunami on this. Why not? That's
All right,
what I like.
and
I
they're
like
off.
the name.
Usually on these longer
This
races
is
at
a-
about 2,000 meters. Yeah, it's going to take about
You know
2
what this
minutes.
looks like? This looks like a white woman's like bridal party with the muted like earth skin tones and like blush colors.
I think I saw a Himalayan salt lamp and some crystals off on the side as well.
like that's
Yeah.
kind of what it looks
Very
like.
Yeah.
much.
As
No,
you'll
that's what it
notice-
is. This is just a Yankee
Sure.
Candle
Yeah.
store.
Sorority girl dorm room for sure.
We're 500 meters in, and
got that
all the
vibe.
horses are still running together neck and neck. It is anybody's race at this point. Anybody's
Begin-
race. Non Soli's twitching. They want to run, but they're just not. It's not their day. They're not doing it.
Beginner question:
Yes.
Does Wire work with a credit card and not a debit card, or is it
Uh,
only a debit card in MetaMask?
It should
Like
work
if you-
with both
Okay,
because
cool.
you don't input your PIN, so your debit card is
Right.
functioning as a credit
Right.
card. 1,100 meters. We're about to hit the halfway point. We're at the
JPB,
halfway point.
you were
and it is
built for
still
this.
anybody's race. Who's
Look
going
at
to
that.
take this?
Everybody's
Who's going to take it?
he was
everybody's
born in a
broken
bow
yet.
tie,
Steph Curry,
dude.
you see
The
Steph
next
Curry
breaks
up
are
in the-
starting. The breaks
here
are
we go.
starting. Battalion and drive roll, followed by Boom
Oh,
Tune.
Boom Tune.
Battalion.
Follow.
Sour Tsunami,
Drive roll,
Sour
follow.
Tsunami, let's go.
Everyone
Follow
else
Boom
is
Tune.
popping off.
Follow Boom
Unfolded
Tune.
Brilliance.
Come on, 11.
Rest in peace.
Come on, 11.
Is Rest in Peace going
Come
to say Rest in
on,
Peace to
11.
the competition?
Come
We
on,
don't
11.
know. Battalion's
Let's
holding
go.
on, but there goes the mic.
Oh,
We're
Sour-
good.
Let's
Sour
go 11,
Tsunami.
let's go
Unfolded
11,
Brilliance,
let's go
Rest
11,
in
let's
Peace
go
are
11.
taking off. There is 400 meters to go. We just crossed the
Steph Curry looks
75%
like
mark.
trash over there.
Yeah, but
Looks like he
someone
had a
could still
bad
break. This is
Chick-fil-A.
anybody's race. Is
Too many
Unfolded Brilliance
crystals.
going to hold, or is Rest in Peace is in the lead? Wow, funny angle. 200 meters to go. Rest in Peace, Unfolded Brilliance. It doesn't look like anyone else is coming. This is a 2-horse race. 100 meters to go. Is it going to be a photo finish? Nope, it is not. Rest in Peace says, "See ya" to the competition.
Love
Goodbye.
that.
Good
So-
night.
Love
boom,
that.
boom goes
So
the
long.
dynamite.
So, JVB.
Yes.
Do you
Oh, the
want
ice
to
skates.
explain to them?
The roller skates.
Do you want to explain to them why Steph Curry finishing last was the best thing for him to do since he did not finish first?
I would love to. Steph Curry, as I mentioned, has that. There is a V-shaped final position distribution graph, which means Steph Curry is more likely to have a bad race or a good race than Steph Curry is likely to have a mediocre race. If you finish between fifth place and 8th place, you get 0 points. Insert the you lose, you get no points.
We're all
Rob
dumber
Dumber
for having
being
yeah,
here.
Nick,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
If you finish in 4th place, in my opinion, it is the worst place to finish in, because when you finish in 4th place, you get a point, which will help you. Yeah, you get awarded a point and you will move up, but you get no monies. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, you get money. Everything below that is effectively the same. But if you have a horse that is always finishing in 1st place or 12th place, you will either win a race. When you win or lose, you gain 4 points and you lose 4 points, and it balances out and you can stay in the same class. When you move up into higher classes, class 2, class 1, the horses are on a completely different level. These horses like Steph Curry, right? You see that number next to it, 26. It is currently in class 4. Steph
That's
Curry,
dumb. And
yeah,
that's why
real dumb.
it's broken. It's broken right
Yeah,
now. They are going to
absolutely
fix that. They are going to fix that.
but
There's
Steph
only
Curry,
5 classes, right? So
Yeah. And there aren't divisions within the classes, and at some point
Correct.
there might be divisions. Steph Curry spends a lot of time in class 5, which is even more dumb because that's the lowest class. So you have a horse that wins roughly 20% of its races, and it's sitting in class 5, and it just dominates the competition because it loses 20% of its races. So it stays stagnant and it doesn't move anywhere. So you have it racing against inferior competition, and when it runs well, it's almost guaranteed a W. It's absurd. It's broken, but it's fun to watch.
Interesting.
It's
So
like
with-
Steph Curry in real life. I mean,
right.
seriously.
When was the last time you saw Steph Curry go over from deep?
Not recently.
Yeah.
Well, but
Definitely not recent.
he'll lose plenty, but he'll
Okay.
Oh, okay.
drop-
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Drop the
let's we're gonna need to wrap up here in the next like 10, 15 minutes or so. So let's get some more questions from the chat. If anybody's got anything, we'll kind of finish up with the round robin sort of thing, prep for tomorrow. It looked like there were a couple people trying to do some different stuff. NFT God, thank you for helping out in the chat. Much appreciated in answering everybody's questions. Same thing with Jeremy and everybody else in there. Really appreciate all the expertise that our folks asking. I do not need to babysit. I'm good. So the question becomes, and I think you guys both hinted at this, like, okay, you bought the horse, now what? I think that's a good question to start with.
Identify what you want to do.
yeah, I think you should take this one because you're more of the racer. So
Okay.
let's go with this. You bought the horse to race the horse. What would you do?
If I bought the horse to race the horse, the first thing I would do.
take him through the topic.
Yes.
Take him through
You
like
buy your
Griffin and all
horse, right? The first horse you can enter it in is called a Griffin race. The horses will have different classes, class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is also a Griffin class. Only unraced horses can race in a Griffin race. So you are against a fairly even playing field because nobody knows how their horse will perform. You have no idea what distance your horse will be good at. So you put your horse into a Griffin race. It's free, but there's still a prize pool. That's how I had money in there. I didn't put any money in WEF. And then I won my Griffin race and I won my next race. And I just built up my balance from there because I got lucky. Not everyone does that. Most people don't. I was fortunate. So you race your Griffin race. If you go to play with Zest,
Is that me?
I do scout
I'm
Griffin
on-
races. I love Griffin races. You don't know. It's so much mystery. So you run your Griffin race, right? Now what? There are a number of tools you can use. One of them is Know Your Horses, which will show you the odds that you got in that race after the race if you don't want to worry about it beforehand. So you go to knowyourhorses.com. You can pull up your odds and see what your odds were. The odds are calculated out of 100 if you take the reciprocal of the number. It's neither here nor there. Lower odds are better. So say you put your horse in the Griffin race and your odds were 6. That's great. That means you have a good horse. Even if you finished in last place, you were probably the most likely horse to win. So you should look into it. Race it at different distances. Feel it out. If your horse had 45 odds, which is usually about the lowest that it can be, maybe that's not its distance, and you can also try to race it elsewhere if you want. I would suggest trying to find the free races, although they fill up almost instantly and they're impossible if your horse has lower odds. But typically, if I'm racing, I like to race across a wide range of distances to get a feel for my horse's performance. And if I'm not racing and I just want the horses to either invest or breed, like you, Quad, what would you do?
So I think breeding is going to be open pretty soon. So what I would start doing is I would start, if you're looking to breed a winner, is I would start studying, what Z type you want to breed with and what males you want to breed with. If you believe that good racing genes are passed down, then you're going to want to try to identify now Steph Curry is probably out of everybody's price range, but try to identify that undervalued, that horse that's going to be put into stud that is at like minimum price for its level that shouldn't be. It should be higher, right? Yeah. Now, obviously that's hard to learn, but look at the odds, right? The odds, I think, tell a pretty good story, not the full story, but a pretty good story in terms of like picking a male to mate with, right? Or you can go with the unraced route. But if just always be careful about that. If you're looking to sell it right away, that may work, right? But if you breed with an unraced and then that male breeds 7 times and then races before you're able to sell that horse, now you're not selling a horse from unraced parents, even though when you bred it, it was a horse from unraced parents. And so that's what you have to watch out for is if a horse goes through 7 and then starts racing, you can't guarantee that it's unraced parents. And that's where we're going to go into private breeding. And so private breeding is not fully, like, you can't not put your horse out onto the public stud, but if you breed with your own horse that you put into stud, then you get a 35% discount on the breeding fee. So essentially that's the level of private breeding right now. It's not fully private. They did say in the future they would consider being able to private, but part of the game is those horses being available to breed in the public, and you can set you can set the price as high as you want it if you don't want anybody to breed with your horse. Like breeding with Doofy and all those dudes. The Ducky Melon is all these horses is going to cost you half the price of a Z1, because it's a proven horse.
Especially for Ducky. Doofy has said out loud that he's like not spreading the Ducky bloodline. So I saw a horse pop up.
So what is it? So
with Ducky blood for
I don't know if you guys,
and I snatched it.
So
nice.
Dumb question, and I don't know if you got into this while I was going to take a leak, but what is Ducky? What is Doofy? Why is it $10,000?
Ducky Malin is possibly the best racing horse in the game. Possibly the best horse in the game. Ducky Malin is a Zabo, not a Nakamoto. It's a Zabo. And Ducky Malin wins a lot of races. It has a very even V-shaped distribution place chart. And it performs well. It has bred winners. And it's an outstanding horse. There are other horses, Breathless Edge, Grandeur, etc. When you watch races and you look at the charts, you will see who has the best.
So
cool.
it is bred, a 10% winner here,
yep.
A 15% winner
Click
here.
That one, actually.
So seductive.
So seductive, yeah. and then go down. Look at that. It's performed well. Click seductive and oh no, wait.
Parents, Breathless Edge and Ducky Melon. Look at that.
Geez, click seductive engagement. That's a great horse too. And now click metallic gold.
Is this yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
I was waiting for that.
Golden horse.
That's awesome.
Now, metallic gold is not a good racer. Metallic gold averages odds about 20, right? There are some distances where it gets close to single digits, but not quite. Metallic gold is also a stud. It is not, it's a stallion. It is, I'm not going to be able to keep its children. And I oh, that jump. And I don't really prefer to race it because the odds aren't sustainable. If I race that horse, I will lose money in the long run. But I already have breeding plans for the horse with some of my mares and some other mares in other stables.
JVB,
I'm hoping it passes the bloodline and we get a stud out of it.
So here's the deal. I think JVB, for better or worse, I have a lot of Twitter followers.
Okay.
And that's and Chugs has a lot too.
Humble brag.
Not as many.
It's mostly a function of like the people that I've been around rather than like my own shit.
Rather than the value add.
You love to see it.
Question.
You love to see it.
My question. I know Irish cream. Weird flex. Here's my proposal.
Yes.
I think, gut check me here. If I decide that Plunge Pastures should be a breeding stable, but like a boutique breeding stable.
Okay.
Because like in theory, there could be people in the same way that JVB, like people, you're a dapper man. Like people might want to breed with the JVB stable because of your reputation. Right.
I have heard that in the past.
Right. So like, is there a mechanism to leverage that? To be like, you know what? I don't like it. It's gonna matter. Like for the hardcore people that are super into it and like understand the bloodlines and everything, are like, okay, I want to breed with the best horse. But like for the people that are in it for the meme quality,
I want to breed with the coolest.
I want to breed with the plunge pastures because guess what? Like, hey, that's like, is there a path for that or like
Plunge? I'm glad you asked. When you are in
celebrity blood.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Of course. I mean, you're like the Lil Nas X of Zed Run at this point. You're going to have a little drop of celebrity blood every shoe. Which shout out Lil Nas X.
I don't want to take anybody's bags. I don't want to take anybody's bags, but I kind of want to meebit the fuck out of some people.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
No more.
If you go into your settings, right, you're looking at your stable page. You are looking at Zed Run. You click the caret in the top right corner for the menu. You go to your
like
stable
the actual
settings.
Carrot or is like a carrot?
It's like a upside down, like a
like the carrot, like the symbol,
the menu
like
carrot. Yeah, exactly.
You know what they should have carrots because
you're right. They should. We need someone screen cap this, clip this, and send it to them.
They should make their carrots, their down carrots, actual carrots.
I mean, they didn't respond to my job application, so they won't respond to your email. But you never know. You never know. So if you click that carrot and you go to your stable settings, you can change your stable name. You can add a little description, but you can also link your Discord.
Yes.
So my Discord is linked on mine. When there's a horse,
just your name, just your Discord name.
Yeah, it's your Discord name. So they click it and it'll take you so that you can message them on Discord.
This is what I'm talking about.
And it's an outstanding tool to contact people, right? Like NBA Top Shot. How many times, like, say you collect your birthday or some obscure number that no one cares about, right? How many times have you wanted to contact someone and be like, hey, I'm interested in this moment that you have? And you can't contact them. You have no idea who they are.
Could you imagine? Dude, Plungetariat is going to be like...
Oh, yeah. Plungetariat.
Plungiashi Pegasus?
Yeah.
Dude,
do not give these names up. Somebody's going to breed a horse and they're going to take all your names.
You need to hold your names.
You got to hold your names Yeah, don't tell anybody what you're gonna name your horses, because there are some sick, twisted people out there that'll breed a horse before you. Absolute savages.
We need old Greg's plunge chugger. That needs to be
old
one
Greg's
horse.
plunge chugger.
Probably that's definitely too many. Definitely too many characters.
There are and people even there's a LeBron James that has like 5 A's or something in the James. Then there's also LeBron James with 5 A's or something in the James, but there's 2 spaces instead of 1. I'm serious.
I know.
I wish they would get rid of that.
People are monsters.
They
monsters.
Are.
The fact that you would do that to someone.
Potamus way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Way ahead of you. We've got our list is like really fucking long.
I have a spreadsheet on what I'll name different horses based on the attributes they get when I breed them.
Big Ben. Yes, NDAs. Everybody that's in the chat right now, you're not getting your Lux coin unless you shut the fuck up and don't.
Oh, I need to sign up for that. I forgot.
Share your stream and show everyone how.
No.
Yeah.
Follow instructions.
I literally do
Follow
not
instructions. Fill out the form, and you'll get your Lux coin. If you can't figure out the instructions, that's on you. That's not on me. Our Arsenic told me all that shit.
I'll be fine. I'll figure it out. I mean, look, if I didn't send Soul into the ether system on Schiller's stream the other day, like if I can figure out how to buy a Star Atlas poster on this like Google form wallet that he had me go to, like do you have a Soliet wallet, JVB? You have one of those?
No,
you pull it up
not.
and it looks like a Google form. It literally has the Google top header. Yeah. Sorry.
I have one.
If I can figure that out, I can figure out how to get my Lux box.
So okay, before
I'm about to.
Things are going to devolve. Things are going to devolve quickly.
To time them out though.
So there is, if you did not see Steph Pseudo's tweet, and I don't know, maybe I can pull it up. Steph is hosting a charity stream for the USO, which is Top Shot related. I'm going to be on it at some point. You know who else is going to be on
Top Shot market maintenance, by the way. Just unknown issue. Anyway, continue.
So Steph is hosting this stream on Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. And
there's this guy named Plunge that's going to be on it.
I don't know.
Just Plunge.
I
don't know who that guy is.
Please zoom in on the
can
photo.
You zoom
reveal?
In on that? Yeah. Can you
look at this?
Control
Library is a moment.
Somebody swiped a LinkedIn.
You look like Tim Tebow in this photo.
No, he looks
That's
like
great.
Mark Zuckerberg. Look at him.
Well,
that's my corporate recruiting photo.
Close those DMs. Close those DMs from crypto, babe.
Looks like a VP of business strategy.
He really does.
At like Cisco or something.
Yeah.
So you'll notice 2 things here. You'll notice one, that Schiller's CryptoPunk is actually S Wolf, the one that he did on his stream yesterday. But you'll also notice something else, that his ape, that Arsenic and Cody Zeller will be on the stream together, which this is a match that's magic. It's magical.
It's great.
It is magical. Yes, and we do look like the Winklevoss twins. Cody and I look like the Winklevoss twins. So I'll be on this on Saturday night. There'll be all sorts of fun stuff that we're going to be doing. The Top Shot folks gifted us like a hollow icon pack, I'm pretty sure, and
influencer packs.
Yeah, like to give away, so that we could sort of raise money for the USO as part of their Gaming to Connect movement. And the idea is to raise money for service members across that are deployed to be able to connect back and game with their families. So, a service member that's in Afghanistan can have like the wireless connection to play Fortnite with his kiddo. So that's the idea. And so we're going to be doing that and giving away a bunch of stuff and raising money during that time. And there'll be some gifting stuff that you can do, but as well as just like straight up donation stuff to the USO as a whole. But I did have to mention this. Thank you, Schiller, for letting me or for reminding me to show that a little bit. So that's coming up on Saturday. I'll be there, but Steph is hosting it on her Twitch stream, and we'll be rating it from mine.
Oh, nice!
I'm excited.
Just make sure you have the hollow icon music playing nice and loud for you. when you open that pack.
Yeah, it should be cool. It's super interesting. Like this is the second, there was a Shots for Shots one that Trillingham ran, and then they sort of, continued on with throughout. And that was the first, right? From a charity perspective, this is the second one. This is going to become a thing, I think. And different people and different initiatives are going to get involved with these types of things. And it's super curious because like there hasn't really been there's nowhere, like no one's done this before. And everybody's appetite for this type of stuff is different in the same way that it's different for however many, charity 5Ks there are. Like there are so many different iterations of let's raise money for a worthy cause. And how to make that meaningful, both for the organization that's trying to raise funds, but also for the people that are engaging with it that may not know about it. Right. So like, how do you tell a story with it? Right. And how do you make sure that people can connect with the stuff within it? I would not be surprised. And I again, this is not like, Cody's going to be there. He's committed. I would not be surprised if there weren't other people that ended up involved. Right. Like you see Cody. I would not be surprised if Terry Rozier ended up showing up. Like, I would not be surprised if other people in the Charlotte Hornets organization showed up. Like,
well, Cody and Rozier are like boys, so like that makes sense.
Yeah. So,
that would be scary.
Yeah, it'd be scary.
Could you imagine them hanging out together?
But there's lots of cool shit. So anyway, thank you for reminding me, Schiller. We've been going 3 hours. We're gonna take final question, and then we're gonna break.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. So
like super
who's got the
got
best question for
what do we got? By the way, I saw on Twitter that I got to say this, Sack Exchange, our guy, friend of the show, he he didn't pull it, but he was awarded a 420 Zach LaVine award. He got number 420.
Love
nice.
That.
He's very happy to report that. So I figured give a little shout out to that.
That's like the best. That's like the best first or like last or low serial to have. It's just that 420. I feel like there's a nice premium there.
It has a premium. It's been proven in the market that 420 and 69 100% carry a premium.
This is my favorite question. So we're going to end with this.
So in the future, they said there is going to be a way to burn horses into the glue factory.
And that is actually the verbiage they use. They said you can burn horses.
Burn horses. And if you think about it, like 2 years from now, there's going to be 500,000 horses, 1 million horses, and so like these things are these absolute glue 268Z pacers are going to have to. So
you get like 2 wheat for it, or not? No, you get like 0.0 whatever. You get some amount.
So what? There is one thing that I want to point out.
Descoin.
Yeah, yep, Descoin. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's one thing that I would like to point out is that in the future, the game is going to have a coin, a token called Descoin, which is Z backwards. If you don't know,
crazy.
Not in the state of California. Consuming horse flesh is illegal in the state of California.
Oh my god!
Because I lived in California when it was on the ballot,
and so there's a formula that we're not going to get into, but essentially, if you own a Genesis horse, you're going to get an airdrop of Descoin when they launch the Descoin. Now, when they launch the Descoin is after all the drops are done. We don't know when that's going to be. So they were on a trajectory to be done within like a year to like 16 months. Now they're on a trajectory to be done and like drop all the horses in the next couple months. And so, but once they're done, then that's when the Des starts. And then, but yeah, we'll devolve now.
So this won't be the final Genesis drop tomorrow.
No, but it's pretty cool. I have a feeling you only got 4 or 5 of them left.
Maybe at most. I think.
Why not just get them out there?
So if they drop 5,000 to drop, it's like it's like 4.5 drops. So I'm gonna guess maybe 4 drops at most.
And how much would they space those out time-wise? A month in between or less than a month? Or
well, so they used to be
I dressed
2
myself.
weeks in between, and now this one had a lot of like issues, growing pains with the platform, and so that's why this one like was a month apart. Last time it was like 2 weeks, right?
Okay.
But yeah, there was some just like growing pain tech issues.
So it's not like
Jesus Christ.
it's not into the world if you happen to swing and miss on this one per se.
Yeah,
right.
It is.
It is.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay, so
there will be more horses. There will be more horses. There will be more
There
Genesis
will.
horses. You can always buy bred horses. I have bred horses that are winners. On top of that, just to get back to the Des coin for 1 second, the Des coin will be dropped proportionate in some manner to different Genesis genotypes, right? So, by Plunge. So the different genotypes, right? The Buterans, Z10 through Z9 and Z8, they will have incrementally more Des coin as you climb up the ladder, all the way up to Z1. So you'll get more Des coin depending on how rare your Genesis
makes sense.
is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Distribution via scarcity. It works.
So
yeah.
And so actually, real quick before we go, if anybody is still listening, right?
Yeah.
And
so we can keep going. Like I can.
No.
Still go if you guys want to still go.
Like,
I don't give a shit.
We're good. I'm just gonna scroll to
I
this
drink an
doesn't
entire
care.
bottle of champagne, so I'd have to go downstairs to get more booze. But
okay,
I'm
so I mean, yeah,
totally
we
right
can
now.
talk, but this is the last like informational thing before we just go completely off. So these are accounts to follow and like places that you can find info. So
and please add them to the chat if you can.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, great. I will.
No, just add them to the private chat and I'll add them.
Okay, got it. Well, you have access to this document. I'll also tweet all these, like we'll tag them and tweet them. But so the getting started on Zed is probably where I would start. And then you've got the Zed Gazette is kind of like a news and articles type site. Doofy Racing does the same thing. If you're into winning racing, this is the guy to follow, right? He
so
talks
cool.
like super high level breeding, like you probably won't understand most of it.
Too.
Great accent, right? Overall, amazing dude, right? Pony Plug 24/7 is a Twitch community show on Friday where you can go and race your horses. They'll bring you up on stream. If you win, you stay. If you lose, you get booted. Then you got the Sean versus All. So I wanted to highlight this one. This is a new streamer, but he essentially one of his buddies built a bot that you can bet on whatever race they're watching on stream with your points. When you join the stream, you get like $1,000, right? Dollars. And you can bet those. You do like hashtag bet the number and their gate number. And like, it's so cool. And like, that's like a super nice, like, I guess like thing that they built out for the community. And so you can go there and like, he's open to watching whatever races you want. So if you got a race coming up, hey dude, 20 minutes, I got this race, link him. And like, you know, you can have fun. Like he's always just a really good dude. Zed Nucleus is the OpenSea listing. That's by Remy Racing. That's another good follow on Twitter. He's also the one that did all of these right here. So he's just a really good resource. And then I know JVB has a couple others.
If we're going resources or Twitch,
just
streams?
any of them. Just people to watch.
Right.
Just you can't get enough.
Who
Zed.
is the plunge father of Zed Run? That's basically what we care
no
about
comparison.
right now.
No comparison.
Plunge
comparison.
There isn't a plunge father of Zed.
I'm going to type my favorite. Actually, I'm typing my favorite data websites into chat right now.
Nice.
And I will send them. One of them is knowyourhorses.com. Knowyourhorses.com is incredible for looking up odds on your past races. It also allows you to look up the breeding tree, right? Like your family tree, which is really good. Hold on. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Sigmastables.com is great for looking at your odds, specifically at individual distances by individual classes. Sigma Stables breaks down the odds in a way that is easier to understand than any other website.
without,
Yeah.
if you're cool with it, like I will still go for like a little bit longer. I don't understand the odds thing. And I would love a better explanation of it with like some illustrative examples. Illustrative. I don't know how to pronounce
What
that
don't
word.
you understand?
No, like when you say, oh, the odds are 6, the odds are this, like, what does that mean? I have no concept for what that means. So can you show one of your horses potentially and like explain when you're looking at it after your Griffin race or whatever, maybe one of your horses that hasn't raced as much, like what you're actually looking at?
Yeah. So I just shared 4 links in the chat. Know Your Horses, Sigma Stables, paintedponies.racing, and Zed Run Tools. They are 4 of my favorite datas. There are a bunch of other ones, but hold on. Let me pop this boy out. I'm gonna move this one to a different screen.
And by the way, thank you everybody that's in the chat and then sticking with us. I know that we're hemorrhaging people. That's fine. Like people that want to stick around.
This is that
dude,
late
we're having fun.
Why aren't we talking about
hemorrhaging people?
Top Shot right now?
I'm about to hemorrhage my relationship. Luckily, my girlfriend's visiting her family on the West Coast right now.
Ooh, JVB is an outdoor cat tonight.
I am.
Outdoor cat.
Well, the cat's
Outdoor
away,
cat
the
in a
mice
bow
don't
tie.
play. All right. Hold up. Let me share screen. Share screen.
Mike
One.
called it out. Quad, what are you drinking right now? You drinking something?
All right.
I just texted my lady and asked her to just bring me something. So it's probably some Barton Springs whiskey from Austin. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
Austin's a great city, by the way.
Quad
Dude, you ever come down to Austin, we will have a blast.
Hang out at Lake Travis.
Lives in Austin.
Quad's,
we go there all
Quad's
the time.
coming to Madison at some point in the not so distant future, and we're gonna meet up. And I think we should do a live stream.
Yes.
That would be hilarious.
Yes.
Or come to Memphis or New Orleans, either or.
Dude,
where's Madmaster?
I wish I knew you, Chugs, like maybe a week before I joined First Mint. I was driving through Memphis. I drove from Texas all the way to Nashville because I grew up in Nashville for 20 years. Right.
Wow.
And so, no, definitely next time for sure. No, I used to referee soccer in Memphis. Yeah. Rendezvous. Let's go.
Wait,
dude.
Time out. You refereed soccer in Memphis.
Yeah. At the micro soccer complex out in Germantown.
There's a chance you refereed. I mean, I played college ball in Memphis, but also played men's league and crap afterwards. I bet I ran into you.
Yeah, dude. I literally refereed for like 13 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, man. No, Nashville is where it's at. Madison is where it's at as well. My dad's from Madison. He went to UW. Diehard, as you can see. Well, you can't really see my Aaron Rodgers right now. Where is he? There he is. Got my Aaron Rodgers until
until he leaves.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm out, guys. Now that we went to that.
Wow.
that got depressing really quick.
San Francisco, it's happening. It's going back west.
Man, so real quick though, I can't wait till we can have in-person meetups for Top Shot, Zed, the online world is awesome, right? The online world is awesome, but just in physical, tearing down a bar, right? Going out on it's gonna be amazing. There's gonna be a conference in Vegas, know someone's gonna put it on eventually. PlungerCon, heck yes. We'll just walk around Vegas with big ass golden plungers, God, yeah.
So the golden plunger from the winner from 2020. So the fantasy league, we do 16 or 20 events or however many of them. My buddy Vince won it this year, and Mark finally sent him the trophy. It's like a tiered base that has literally spots for 38 plaques on it, because we were like, this is going to go on forever. And he if you win, you have to get the plaque for the next guy and send it to him. And it literally has a golden plunger on it that I spray painted, and the paint is totally fucked up. So there is a golden plunger. It's called the Potty Award, the Plunger of the Year, POTY. So if you win the full thing, not only do you win thousands of dollars from everybody else, but you win the golden plunger.
That's
Plunge.
great.
Can you drink out of it?
Plunge.
Is it upright to where you could drink out of the
You
actual?
could.
plunge?
Yes, you could. You could in
Very
fact
nice.
drink out of
Have
it.
Very
you?
very nice.
It's actually a plunger though. It's rubber on the top, which is why the paint's chipping off because it
Yeah, that's
doesn't.
okay.
Yeah.
Still drink out of it.
All right.
Plunge,
So this,
I'm going to send you my fantasy football losers trophy, and you can decide whether you want to show it on stream.
Why don't you just?
So real quick aside on that, there's a fantasy league of one of my buddies. It's the League of Assholes.
He's
and
here.
the
He's here. Does he want it? Absolutely.
the loser that we have, he had to get a bump. I'll look it up and it's on Instagram somewhere. I'll share it with you guys. But it's a bumper sticker that is like enormous. That says fart box, and you have to put it on your car and drive around with it for the entire year. Where your car says fart box, like I'm talking in like that big, like it says fart box, and you have to like tweet it out also or post it on Instagram and be like, yep, that's my fart box. And like you have to ride around like
funny.
all year long.
Plunge, check Discord.
Okay. Yes, I will. We need to get back on JVB's
Yes.
track.
Oh, are we?
He
All
wants
right,
to-
yeah, go.
So this is a website
got
I
numbers.
really like.
It's gonna be
Hold on.
fantasy
numbers.
football.
Hold on.
We got numbers.
Control scroll. Look at that. Majestic. This is a
remember being
website
on
I
one of
really
those.
like, sigmastable.com. You go up to the top, you type in your horse name and the horse profile, and then you scroll down and they break things down really well by length, odds, class, etc. But this is the real moneymaker on this website, right? It allows you to view your odds by class, by distance for your horse. So you can see, like, I've raced this horse a lot at 1600 in class 5, and it has really good odds at 1600 meters in class 5. Similarly, it has pretty decent odds at 2200 meters. I haven't raced it at 2600 a lot, and I've won up there, but the odds are not as good. And also, there are a lot fewer races at those distances, and it's really hard to find.
Yeah.
So
So
I've
Mike's
focused more on
asking,
this
are
range.
lower odds better or higher odds?
Yes,
better?
lower odds-
6.4
lower odds
is
are
your
better.
best.
Lower odds are better.
And
There are
and
horses-
silent, you can't see odds for an unraced horse because odds are populated once the horse gets put into a race. So an unraced horse does not have odds. Silent, you're good.
So that horse that's mine is a bred Nakamoto. It's a good horse. It has a positive ROI on races, but it's not the best horse. This is Falcon. This is a Z10 Buterin. So the drop tomorrow, if you try to buy a Z10 Buterin, it is the most economical entry point for a Genesis horse. And this particular horse gets much better odds than I do at a number of distances. And this horse has won money all over the map. And this horse could be had for, I mean, not this specific horse, but horses like this can be had for $120. There's a lot of variance though, right? So you
This
have
horse
horses.
sucks at
That horse is
class
terrible.
1.
Hey, look up Desert Rose.
Oh,
That's my baby.
wait, you have Desert Rose?
No, I
No.
bred her. I bred her.
Wait, you used to have Raekwon the Chef?
Yeah.
I was going to buy Raekwon the Chef, but my buddy who owns Falcon bought it instead.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. Yeah.
The guy who owns Falcon owns Raekwon.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. I used to
so-
have Raekwon the Chef.
People
That's
helping
amazing.
people.
So the horse that I
I
have,
have no idea
that we
what's
looked at
going on.
earlier,
I don't
the horse-
either. I'm
the
so
horse I
fucking
have that
lost.
we looked at earlier that is from both Breathless Edge and Ducky Malin. And Theo, the first horse I showed, is 2x Breathless Edge, but whatever. The horse I showed, yeah, it's inbred, it's fine. The horse I showed earlier, that's Breathless Edge and Ducky Malin, we're breeding with
Lannister horse. All right.
when
Are you?
when
Nice,
breeding
nice.
opens. Yeah. So we already have that figured out. So this is Desert Rose, which is
Yep.
Raekwon's child, offspring, and Desert Rose. I've raced against. Desert Rose is a monster.
So
Desert
just to
Rose
give
is
you just to give you like a breakdown on Desert Rose. Desert Rose is like one of those horses that I bred and sold to a new person, right? For point one, when point one was about $200. And so literally this person has won close to 2 ETH on this horse that they bought for me for point one. And so this is a testament that
Yeah.
you can breed a good horse, and you can buy a bred horse that can be a good horse, right? It's just I look at it as a volume game, right? I'd love 10 of these. If I had $1,000 to buy bred horses, I would buy 10 of these, right? Like, or 5 of these now, right? But
Fair
like
enough.
I would buy 5 of those, because the chances of you getting a good one are a lot better than just putting your $1,000 into one horse. And if that one's bad, man, you just spent $1,000 on that horse. You better start breeding it.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to race, Desert Rose is what I can't even remember. She's an exclusive.
Who even knows?
Either an elite or an exclusive. And so, oh my God, wait. There he is. Yeah,
I took it away because we should end our
No, you're good.
our
You're
morning
good.
plug conversation.
We did
with
answer
this.
that.
We
That's a
did
good
answer this,
question.
but
We did answer.
reiterate. Can you pull up one more time, either JVB or Quad? Here's the grid. Here's how much we think things are going to go for projected.
Sure.
If people came in on the end,
You got it, Jay, or me?
I got it.
Okay.
Cool.
So JVB, I'll add you to the stream. Here we go. So
There it is.
roughly speaking, it sounds like Gab Gons. This is again projected, but
Just click
roughly
control
speaking,
and zoom. Yeah,
there you go.
You want
I
you
learned that from some guy tonight.
Yeah, he must have been
You-
handsome.
you want like $200 USD at the bottom end, maybe like
Mhm.
500 or 600 at the not so
Middle
bottom
end,
end,
yeah.
and then obviously if you want thousands of dollars, do what you're gonna do.
Yep. So I can tell you, like, I split my stable with 2 other people, and so like we're all just going for Z10s through Z8s, right? Like scroll hit, and so yeah, no. I before we go to Map Master, I guess let's just wrap up the Zed in terms of like a very quick breakdown of what you need for tomorrow's drop. So you need a Zed Run account. The best way to sign up for a Zed Run account is through a MetaMask, in my opinion, in most people's opinion. Okay. And then you need to get ETH into your Zed Run WETH. Okay. And that's done by, if you get ETH into your MetaMask, however you want to buy it. If you get ETH into your MetaMask, you'll just click deposit in the Zed in the Zed interface, and you'll just deposit it into there and it'll transfer. Okay. Once you have your WETH and you're ready, right? You don't have to sign up for the drop. You don't have to do anything. What they're doing is they're taking every single stable that's signed up, and there's 12 drop windows. Okay. The first one starts at 2:00 Eastern or 3 o'clock Eastern, right? 3 o'clock Eastern. And there are 6 windows there. Okay. 15 minutes each. And then the next one is at 9
p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Okay. So 9 p.m. Eastern is the second one, and then it's 6 windows. Okay. And the same number of Z1s through 10s are going to be evenly distributed through each drop. And so they're not going to tell you which one. You literally have to be in your email. So I would recommend being in Gmail, and at the start of every 15 minutes, if you don't have auto push on, I would just refresh, right? And then you're going to click the button that says enter drop. And it's going to put you into a 30-second to a minute waiting room. And then the drop's going to happen. And it's going to be on the Zed site, in the marketplace. And it literally, all the horses will pop up. You'll click select horse. You'll click buy. It'll pop up, for you to verify. And, if you're the first one to click that and verify, you don't have to pay gas. It's all gasless, and you get it. And you can keep buying as long as there are horses available. I don't think there's going to be many horses available, but
I don't either.
Cool.
I definitely think that you can spam buy. So look, you may luck out, and so that's the other thing that I will say, right? There are 60,000 stables that will get emails, but there's not 60,000 people that are going to be waiting by their Gmail. There's people that signed up. So Zed's been around for over 2 years. There's people that signed up, like LG signed up like 4 months ago and was like, not that interested,
Not for me.
right? So
Whatever.
he has an account from 4 months ago, and he'll get an email. And so while there's 60,000 people, I think about 30,000 are going to be going for horses, in my opinion, at the high end. And so based on active Discord users, the most I've seen is about 8,000 active, like, I'm on Discord at this moment, right? And so based on that, I think you're going to see around 30,000 people going for 5 to 10,000 horses. And so,
you want your ETH to be in WETH though by the time it's time.
Tonight is going to be most likely the best time because overnight in America is the cheapest gas.
Maxi Design asked in chat, when is the best time to deposit 2 WETH from MetaMask?
Yep.
And my answer would be 2 hours from now.
Yep.
Like 3 p.m. Eastern.
3 a.m.
AM.
You know what I mean.
I do.
Middle of the night.
3 a.m. Eastern.
Dude, I don't know night or day anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
Raise your hand if you haven't left the house in a week.
I left today.
I went to work today.
Okay,
I don't know if anybody saw my Twitter account or Twitter post, but the company I work for has like a ton of art, and I found a piece of art that I literally bought 7 years ago on behalf of the cloud thing. And I found the guy. I emailed the person one of the people that's in charge of the like art collection as a curator, and I was like, hey, I saw this, and I sent a picture of it, and I was like, do you remember, like, can you figure out who that is? And I told her exactly where it was. And she's like, yeah, it's this. Here's the guy's website. And he's still active, which is awesome. It was apparently cloud. All right, Map, you're here. You haven't said anything in 10 minutes. I'm sorry that I dragged you into this. It's almost midnight.
So
it doesn't matter. The people, and by the people, Sneaker Dad, like they want to do one GeoGuess around. So thank you, JVB, thank you, Quad, for talking Zed. We're going to talk more about it at some point in the future. Thanks for everybody sticking around. If Map, you don't have to. It's if you want to, we'll run one GeoGuessr or more, I guess.
So I was actually going to suggest 2 because I injured my back playing golf. I went to Top Golf for the second time ever. But I injured my back doing so. I pulled a muscle in my back, so I've been just resting in bed.
Gotta stop gripping and ripping, man.
I did what any geography nerd does, or I think it's just me, and created a GeoGuessr map where I mapped every single casino in the United States.
Fuck yeah.
So there is a GeoGuessr map now that is every single casino in the United States.
All right.
So
we should play
when I did it, I was not paying
attention. That's a good one. I like that.
Put in the coordinates.
Indian casinos are on there too. Is it like Indian casinos too?
Yeah, Indian casinos.
Jackson Ridge,
Philadelphia, Mississippi. Let's
go. In California,
Inland California.
We're going to Tunica, baby. We're going to Tunica.
Tunica, yes.
Let's go.
Horseshoe. Let's go.
All right,
Gold Strike.
Let's do this.
Come on.
What's the one in the Everglades in Florida?
Before we get started, the reason I was late is so. We bought a box of these. If anyone does physical cards, a box of NFL Chronicles.
Are we doing a rip?
I'm gonna
try and get the break, boys.
Well,
Glenn's gonna stream till sunrise.
we did.
Are we doing a break too?
Are we doing physical cards? Is that what we're doing here? We're doing physical cards. Dude, oh my God, look at this. This is a John Stockton Utah Jazz Hollow. Look at that.
JVB's like, get me the fuck out of here right
now.
No,
look at JVB.
Jose Altuve from the 2017 American League Division Series.
On card auto, James Wiseman, rookie card, no biggie.
So I have some things that might one-up that in my PC, but in this haul that we just did with some of the OG plungers, I pulled this bad boy, Justin Herbert. Purple Prism
Shaq
125.
Nice.
What
does that go for?
About 800.
Nice.
That's nice. That's nice.
So you're buying more horses today?
Yeah, I was gonna say. You can buy some horses.
Tomorrow?
This is so fun. All right,
Cal Ripken Jr.
Nobody wants to see
soccer.
That. Stop it. Stop.
I'm serious. This is a top series 1, like SSP. It's like a super rare.
No, nobody cares about that.
Random.
You don't care. I live in Maryland.
Cal Ripken random.
All right, we're going
soccer.
Bucky the Badger.
Stop. Let's go.
All right,
Matt, are you able to share the screen?
Let's do this. Okay, where are we? Stop it. Stop it.
JVB. This is the first casino we are at. Lucky Dog.
Oh,
Lucky Dog Casino.
wait, what? Hold on. Zoom in on that. That is a small casino.
Yeah.
It's Lucky Dog.
Like I said, this
Lucky
is
Dog
literally every
Chat,
casino. in
this
the
is
United
help.
States.
We need help, chat. If you know
Oh
where
my
this is.
God.
This looks like straight out of Banshee. That
Hold
that
on,
show,
yeah,
if
zoom-
you ever watched it.
There's a lot of evergreen trees.
There's a
Hold
Hold on.
Masonic
Is
Lodge.
that
This is west.
Masonic Lodge.
Has anyone
There's a
been
lot of
to
evergreen
Lucky Dog?
trees.
Northwest.
Yeah. Could be PNW.
I'm assuming Northwest. That's just
Ohio, maybe?
So I made this map, so I know where the locations are. So I
it's
want
got
you
a
guys.
shell?
Twin
Oh, hold on.
something.
Sealand?
That says Twin Totems.
Okay.
Twin Totem. So like maybe Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that
I'm
the
assuming
Washington area?
Northwest for sure.
All right, give me a state.
Give me like
Washington,
Spokane,
Oregon.
Washington as a starting point.
Do we think Washington or do we think Alaska?
Are there states? Do all those states have casinos? I'm literally.
Spokane's
Is there
gonna be
Indian
tough.
restaurant?
Spokane's a desert.
You have 38
Okay.
seconds. So tell me where to plonk.
Okay, JVB, plonk it.
I have no idea. This is all you.
Give me a
Oh,
city
fuck.
name.
What's the one north of that?
Chatteroy.
Yeah, fuck it. Chatterank. Not
It
even.
was Washington. It was.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seemed
Ocean.
more likely because Spokane's a desert. It's on.
need
like,
more
I don't know
green.
enough about
Okay.
Washington State.
Okay.
All right, up
Yeah.
next.
All right, cool.
Show me Tunica.
Ooh, goddamn. Oh, this is
This
in
is a
Wyoming or
dip.
some shit.
Best
What is
Western
that?
West
Is
Casino and Spa.
That's an ugly
In
ass
Spa.
West
Can we see any license plates?
But look, there's still a ton of evergreen trees. Well, I mean,
What?
they're sparse.
Conif-
What flag is that? Red and
Anyone
white.
recognizes that
Oh.
license plate?
I'm sorry,
I can't
see any
hold on, let
license
me-
plates.
It's hard to see on
Jesus.
this end.
Zoom out.
As far as zoomed.
Okay.
So
Oh,
we got
where are the
Twin Hills.
flags?
That's a red strip on top and a blue strip on
Oh, that's
bottom.
Ohio.
That's Ohio.
That's Ohio for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Got a little bit of little bit of hills. Little
Indian
yeah.
reservation.
This is
Ohio?
Idaho, maybe Idaho.
Yeah, they could be an out of towner. That Ohio license plate. Out of towners travel for casinos.
I think it's in Ohio somewhere.
What flag is that? Oh, you don't want to look.
Which one? Sorry, which one?
Next to the
It's
American flag.
red
There are
and
two
white.
flags.
It's red and white.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good question.
That's like a.
It's not. I mean, it looks
People in
Canadian.
the chat are saying Idaho.
Idaho makes.
I fuck with Idaho. Let's do
Idaho
it.
works.
Idaho
Knock
works
it outside
with
of Boise.
Idaho works with the
We
trees.
need more. We need more
Looks
trees.
Canadian.
Idaho or Ohio?
Well,
You guys decide.
Idaho.
Red, white,
Idaho. I like
maybe.
Idaho.
Go
I like
Idaho.
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 Go Idaho.
Yeah, somewhere like near Boise.
South
It
or
could be
north?
Idaho or yeah.
By the green. Look where the
Near
green
Minnesota.
Boise,
is.
you said?
Got some greenery there.
You said near
By
Oh, is it-
Boise.
By the
North
forest.
Dakota.
By the forest.
Oh, could be North Dakota.
Some part by the
Not
forest.
Idaho.
Here?
I like Idaho. I like Idaho up there. Yeah, that's
like
fine.
yeah,
Okay.
we plonked it by the woods. Yeah.
It was
Way
north
north.
by the Canadian
Northern
border.
It
Idaho.
was just
Yeah.
Nice.
so there was, I bet, a Canadian flag up there. I bet you that's what that was.
It could have been.
Shit.
Yeah.
Up
Shit,
next.
that had,
Are
I bet
all of
you it was
these
a
by
Canadian flag.
water?
Ooh, Harris.
Harris.
Is that Atlantic
It's
City?
not-
I'm
it's not
pretty
New
sure that's
Orleans.
Atlantic City.
It's not New Orleans.
I'm
Maple Street?
I'm
We
Hold
might be
on.
able to get a 5K.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's Atlantic City.
Go
Yeah.
nail it.
Oh,
Bell
no, no,
City.
sorry. Zoom in. Biloxi, Mississippi.
Biloxi. Yep.
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Biloxi,
All right,
Mississippi.
we can get a 5K on
Yeah.
this one. It's on Maple
Yeah,
Street.
yeah, we can crush this. Go down to
Maple
Biloxi.
Street, right by. Yeah, yep. Keep to the right. There it is. Boom.
Yep,
Right there.
yep.
Right in front
Yeah,
of it.
but got it. Perfect
5K.
score.
Fuck.
Boom.
Nailed
If
it.
anyone
Very
sub
nice.
to me, you can use your 5K emotes. I think Hunter,
Right.
if he's still here, he can drop my 5K emotes in here.
I think I have it too. Hold on.
Yeah, there you go. This is like
Yeah.
a potato cam. There you go, Hunter. There you go. 5K.
Very,
was that?
very clear. Got some hills. It's overcast. Looks like shit.
yeah.
Oh, I have no
This
idea.
is very, very crappy. I'm gonna assume.
Also Washington because it always.
I
rains
assume
there.
west. Yeah, I assume west. Honestly, northwest.
Oregon somewhere.
Yeah,
Anybody
like
recognize this one?
Perhaps. No.
looks like a damn weird country club out in the middle
There's not
of
much to
nowhere.
go off of because it's blurry as hell.
You figure it has to
Yeah.
be mountainous from the lodge style building with also the rock exterior, right? It's very
Agreed.
like mountain
Northwest,
Yeah,
or
like,
Rockies, or
So
Rockies.
like Mount Hood
So
in
what's
Oregon or something.
outside of Colorado.
Colorado.
Ooh, all right,
Outside
all
of
right.
Colorado,
Like,
that's
well, in the
49
Rockies.
states.
No, I mean outside of Denver. Outside of Denver. Sorry,
Outside of
Well,
Denver.
guys.
Where-
Look
give
for a
me-
mountain.
I just
Towards-
think
towards the
that
mountains, towards the
circle
mountains.
logo
in the mountains.
Yeah,
It's got to be
in the
west.
mountains.
It's got to be
Okay.
west
Blackhawk?
and north of Denver.
Blackhawk. Just
All right.
plug
Some
it. Yeah, let's go.
it's some Indian spot.
Yeah, it was.
We're way off. It was Oregon, wasn't it?
No,
Is that
it was
Oregon?
California, Trinidad.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
California. Jeez,
We're
none
never
of us.
getting
Sure,
that one.
a Heights Casino.
We're not gonna get that one.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even know what all states
right.
have legal gambling. That's exactly how I feel
You
right
guys should
now.
get this one. Can
This
you guys
is
get it without
Louisiana.
even panning?
This one looks
No,
special.
Fat
It's
Tuesday.
not Louisiana.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
Fat Tuesdays are everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
It's not. It's not Louisiana.
is it Atlantic City? Because of the
You
like,
guys should get this
beachfront
without
theme?
me even
It looks
panning.
like a boardwalk.
It could be.
Disneyland.
It's not New Orleans.
Is it
it
Atlantic
Vegas?
City?
Is it Vegas?
Someone says Vegas.
Yeah, turn around.
On the strip. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Palm
I
trees.
was wondering
yeah.
why. I was wondering why he wasn't turning around.
Yeah,
I was like, he's not moving the camera.
This is the easy one. The gimme. Find the Best Western in Vegas.
Map
on
knows
the
more
Strip.
about Vegas than anyone that I know. If you're ever in
Sure.
need of a recommendation in Vegas, speaking of Map, I have a question for you. I saw something on TikTok the other day talking about the green donkey in the Cosmo. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, they have. That's
I
like
like
the mezcal bar in the Cosmo.
Dope. Anyway,
I like the Cosmo. Cosmo is awesome.
It's
That was the
called-
last
Cosmo
time
has
I went to
balconies.
Vegas.
It's called the Ghost Donkey, though, not
the
the
ghost
green
donkey, whatever the fuck it is. Ask Chargy D if Chargy D is still in the chat. Ask him about the Cosmo. He had fun at my bachelor party there.
Oh boy,
Oh.
I kind of don't want to.
I like.
There's a good-
Wait, you went
so,
there
yeah.
for your bachelor party? I like the secret pizza and the. We
Yeah.
ended up hitting up that club and everything.
It's
It was a good
Your
time.
pizza's good.
I gotta tell you guys. I gotta tell you, Map. If you want to keep going and you want to fire up a stream on yours, I will raid the fuck out of you. But I gotta
No,
go.
I'm gonna do one on my own. Okay, this is Africa, West Africa.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's watch the man work. Just watch the man.
Okay.
work.
It's
I'm gonna
Kumasi.
pee real quick. I'll be
This
back.
is unbelievable.
I mean, this is easy. It's Kumasi, Ghana.
Totally.
I have no idea where.
Yeah, this is easy. I can tell by the shade of the dirt on the ground.
In the
1.6
sun.
miles away.
Yeah,
Wow.
knew it for sure.
Yeah, like 10 seconds.
1.6 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Good.
easy.
Did you even?
Oh, easy. I can tell by the way that guy was walking. He walks with a southern walk.
JVB, have you seen him do this before? It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Wait,
okay. I was just
he
making
he
sure.
can nail Portugal because there's yellow on the license plate.
Yeah, just like no. My favorite is when he's like, "Oh yeah, I looked down and the car that they're using is a certain type of Google car that they only use in these 3 countries."
It's totally Cambodia. I got it.
Yeah.
Like what?
This is Canada. I think it's like
100%.
Saskatchewan.
I saw a maple. Well,
Like
there's a
that.
maple leaf for sure.
Oh, what does it say? Winehouse. It's not helpful.
Amy Winehouse, rest in peace.
She's
Right.
dead.
This isn't very helpful. I mean, I know.
I'm kidding.
It looks like shitty Canada, but sorry if anyone's from shitty Canada. But
Sneaker's dad just dumping on you.
Yeah.
Jeez, wrecked.
oh, damn.
It's from shitty Canada. Meanwhile, like the majority of Schiller, his stream, some of his mods, all from Canada.
I think I'm gonna go.
half everybody in First Mint, all from Canada.
What? I'm between Saskatoon and Regina. But
That's
it could
fair.
be Prince Albert too. Let me see how
There is an Albert Street right
the
there.
sun is pretty far in the north, so I'm gonna go down and
Okay.
Let's
Wow.
go, baby. 1.5 miles. Let's go.
Wow. Well done.
This guy's a freak.
All right, next round.
He's the map
What
master.
is your problem?
Well, I went with Regina. Oh, it seems like central Canada.
Oh yeah, because I know
That's a
all
giveaway.
about Central Canada.
Yeah.
But then the
looks,
sun seems
it looks like
relatively high
that.
in the sky, so I figured it wasn't Saskatoon.
All the places in the world, like it just looks like that kind of place. You know.
I'm pretty sure this is Austria.
Oh yeah, it's definitely Austria.
Oh,
Probably
Getting
sounds
the
right.
Austrian vibes.
Oh, there we go.
That Poli's eye over there.
Interlaken.
Pol-
Yeah,
Polska.
it's,
So we're in
it's Switzerland.
Austria. Can you
On the
figure out
border.
what city?
Interlaken.
Matt Master, we have requests
Well,
for a
no.
gambling bot for this.
Gambling bot?
That would be so
So
big.
if you can
Hey,
get someone to
wait,
come
no,
up with
this
one
is-
for
I
your
had-
stream.
I did take a pee.
This is probably Switzerland because Interlaken is in Switzerland.
Mhm.
So, and then, is this like Lucerne? No, this is probably like Bern. Probably. Do we have a car meta? No. Oh, it's low cam. So yeah, this is Switzerland. So sorry, I'm talking to myself. Low cam means the camera is low to the ground. And in Switzerland, the car that they use to map is, I don't know what car they use, but it's low to the ground. So you know it's Switzerland. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about?
And the street signs are in German and not French.
Interlaken is that direction. So I believe that. We're either like Bern or Lucerne, and I'm not sure which. So I'm just going to go with Bern.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Jesus.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Less than a mile.
you're a cheater.
That's incredible.
Your
All
brain
right.
is like a
Matt-
cheat code for this game.
He's a Matt Master, man.
ridiculous.
This is unbelievable.
Okay.
Open, upright,
Open upright.
MRI, Midwest Family.
Yeah, but look to the left. It says
St.
FSH
Francis, SFSH.
or San Francisco.
No, it's not. Not even close.
Okay.
SFH. Was it SFH?
SFSH, St. Francis,
Wait, it was
Some-
SFHS or SH?
SFSH.
SFSH.
Oh, okay.
Avera Medical Group.
St.
Man.
Francis, something. Go back to that.
I was gonna say if it was HS, it'd be you could say health services, but
St.
SH.
Midwest Family Care.
No, it's
Yeah,
probably
so it's-
specialty hospital.
Yeah.
St.
Oh, well, in that
Helens?
case, it
St.
could be
Helens?
San Francisco.
No, it's Midwest.
Yeah, it'll be like it's gonna
Sioux
be like
Falls?
Ohio.
Sioux
Ohio,
Falls?
Indiana,
Sioux
Sioux
Falls.
Falls.
St.
North
Helena.
Dakota.
St. Helena?
or
St.
Sioux
Helena?
Falls,
like
is
Sioux Falls.
South Dakota. Sioux
Sioux
Falls, South
Falls.
Dakota.
I don't know what else.
Yeah, Sioux Falls. And then what are we at? 7th and 19th. So 7th and
Find that health services center.
There it is.
we're at 19th.
Sanford.
7th.
Red is hospital.
Yeah. Oh wow, dude.
Anybody else just feel really dumb when you watch this?
Bang!
Sioux Falls. Bang.
This is incredible.
Okay. Yeah.
Senator.
3rd Avenue.
Wait. Oh.
Those clocks, are those clocks any indicative of a particular part of town?
Does anyone recognize here?
Your potential.
Wait,
something,
MC
new
College?
menu.
What
was
What's
it?
the
306
phone number?
area code?
306 area code.
Does anyone
Anybody know what
know
the-
very good?
In
Wait, say it
Canada,
again.
it's a 306 area code.
Yeah, it's in
Look
Canada.
at the
it's like
mailbox.
Canada flag.
Look at the mailbox. Mister says. Can we see on the mailbox?
No, this is definitely Canada. It's just where.
I saw MC College. You see those clocks that look a certain way. The mailbox is red.
No, this is definitely Canada. It's just what city in Canada.
Right.
Shit.
Again,
We're running out of
Ontario, Saskatchewan,
I mean,
Victoria, BC.
it's relatively clear up in the sky.
45 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
Some of the design looks westernish, which makes me think Alberta. But I could be
MC
wrong.
College.
See, I'm
What is
stressing
MC?
out.
MC College. MC? What could MC mean?
Manitoba or
MC
it could be a
College.
city.
Cool
It could
Cats
be-
Master Challenge.
Yeah.
Does anyone know 306 by chance?
I don't
That
have
just
it
says
on
transit. I wish there's more detail. Oh gosh. Okay.
No.
Low buildings, so clearly not like a mega metropolitan
We're
area.
running out of time. Shit. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Whoa.
low buildings, no mountains, Saskatchewan.
Whoa,
Wait, where'd
maybe.
you plunk
What
it?
just happened?
Wait, what?
What just happened? Of course, just like we assumed.
It is, yeah, it is Saskatchewan.
We got 45 miles away by
We knew
plonking it.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
I realized I was
We-
running
we
out of
knew it.
time, and it just like clicked in Canada.
Oh, that's
We
great.
knew. We knew. Man.
It's
Don't sell yourself short. We knew where it was.
24,700.
That was pretty good.
Game breakdown: 1.6 miles away, 1.5 miles away, 1,200 yards away, 10 yards away, and 45 miles away.
Wow.
It's a pretty good round, I would say.
Is this the best team that you've ever done this with?
And like the thing is, like if I guessed a city, I would have guessed Gastotu, and I just ran out of time and guessed this farm.
Rando place.
So there we
Paul
go.
Vano says you're always 45 minutes from
No.
Saskatoon in Canada.
All right. Hey, I got to go to bed. It's been
Cool.
3 hours and 45 minutes, and it's 12:15 where I live, and it's probably 1:15 where JVB lives.
Correct.
Anyways, if you want to watch me, I stream this content all the time, so follow me at Matt
Yeah.
Master.
I don't know, Jeremy, do we have the command for Matt Masters thing in
Just
there?
at Master.
Follow Map
I just
Master.
put it in the chat. Just if you found that slightly entertaining, go ahead and give me a follow. I stream about twice a week or something.
Bro,
like that.
it's beyond captivating.
It's so fun. It's like the funnest thing in the world.
My father,
I'm so-
I have to tell you aside, my father, it was like 2 weeks ago, I told him about you, and I was like, I got this guy. He just literally does GeoGuessr. And he's like, what's GeoGuessr? I'm like, it's this thing where you're shown a Google satellite image of some place in the world, and you literally have to try to figure out where it is, and you have like a minute to do it or a minute and a half. We popped on while you were live. My dad was literally hooked the entire time. Like could not just he was.
Thank you, Jeremy.
You do God's work, Matt Master.
I appreciate it.
God's work. It's God's
Normally,
work.
what ends up happening because most of my followers are like also
GeoGuessr
friends of
specific,
Plunge.
yeah.
Normally, what it is like I'm playing GeoGuessr, and normally what we'll do is we'll play with the chat. So like you can play along with, or if you have a GeoGuessr account, there's a mode in this where it's called challenges, where basically like I post the link in the chat, and then you play like a round ahead of me, and like we're all playing together, and it's like a competition. That's how we normally play. So normally like we'll do that, but then we'll just be like talking NFTs or Top Shot in the meantime. So it's super fun.
Plunge is about
I'm
to fall
so
asleep.
tired.
Yeah.
I gotta go, guys. It was fun. Quad JVB. I am so much more knowledgeable now. I feel like I'm not going in
Amazing.
totally blind with the group. Chugs, I saw your DM. If you want in on Plunger Pastures, friends and family discount, hit me up. You're in the plungers, and so
Yeah,
if you're gonna
Let's go.
donate capital, then yeah, I think
I
we
might
could
try
probably
to
make
jump
that work.
in myself, a little Chugcaster action.
Well, if you want to, there's
Chugs and studs.
Quad's going to help us out because I think there's a way to be smart about this where we can like work together and be thoughtful about how whatever we end up with, figuring out the best way to maximize our potential. And then I'm not going to give away any of our other horse names or potential horse names, but good night, everybody.
Good
We're going to send you out on, as always.
And if real quick, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to JVB.
Don't reach out to me because I
about
won't
this.
shoot.
We'll probably stream in the future. If we get some good Genesis horses, and then
for sure.
and then breeding opens up, we'll do some races and stuff like
we'll
that.
we'll do some focus stuff.
I dropped my Twitch link, or I dropped my Twitter link.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, just DM me. If anyone gets a Chartreuse Genesis horse tomorrow, and I don't manage to get one, but I get a different color, I will trade you. Because Chartreuse is the greatest color in the history of colors.
Because you can drink it.
You can. I'm about to.
All right.
There we go.
Hey, have a great rest of your night. We'll see you guys later.
Take care.
I don't care. I don't care. Audience sympathy, 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 sympathy. Don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm sorry.